Guys, it's been fucking 13 minutes and Luca still hasn't done anything with his stream. Is he even live? Guys, I don't know if he's even live right now. He is. He's just chatting though. Guys, he always takes forever to fucking do anything.
But hey, at least Bubs is sleeping.
Shut the hell up, Luca. So, yeah, so we got just chatting with Bitter Nymph over here, who is currently in the shared chat. And then obviously Luca, who we're waiting for, doing his just chatting bullshit. he said let's stream at 7, and now it's 7:15. Of course. So, you know. Also tomorrow, I will be, I think, streaming. He needs to start an hour and a half before you. Yes, absolutely. I think tomorrow we're streaming Borderlands 4 again. Probably not in the. I don't think it's in the morning. I'm pretty sure it's like at the same time as now. But I'll be playing Borderlands 4 with the crew again. I haven't touched it since last time. I will say, hopefully it will run better now that I have a new graphics card in my computer. I love how I'm tapping my computer and it's moving my entire desk. That's awesome. But yes, we're playing Peak. We just kind of, because we've got like there's like a thing going on where if you watch, I don't even know. I want to know if it runs better. It does run better. I can guarantee that. If we play Peak with Stream together, we get an exclusive emote. So hopefully that means, that means we get an exclusive emote. That'd be nice. I am starting to pack my shelves away. I don't know if you can. You probably can't see it. This shelf was not like this last time I streamed. I've been taking stuff out and putting stuff in. I currently have boxes everywhere, but guys, on my computer I gotta be careful. I've got 3 whole Nintendo Wiis. One of them is black. I know I have more. And I'm looking I'm trying to like organize all of the stuff that I have. So I've got these 3 that I was checking out. Luke has joined the share chat, which means hopefully he's be done. But I'm currently in the middle of showing off my Wiis. So I got these. I'm like trying to get 2 specific normal ones. But then I also have these. Guys, I'm probably the only person in the world with 2 Wii U's. And also, there's another one in a box somewhere so I have 3. And then there's actually a 4th one in my house somewhere outside in the living room. So I actually have 4 Wii U's in my house, which is kind of crazy. Look at this. Wii U. 2 of them. So I'm trying to get it sorted. But now that Luca has joined the shared chat, we can probably undeafen.
Fashion Chaps, thank you so much for the follow, homie. Welcome.
Wow! That was crazy.
What happened to hello? How's your day? Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly.
This, listen, we only greet each other with balls now. That's how it goes.
Me when balls.
Me when my balls. Am I right, chat? Am I right?
Balls. Am I right?
You're so right.
Me when my balls. Me and your mom. What? Huh?
Oh.
What did Kimberly do now?
Who's Kimberly and why do we hate them?
My mother?
I got some
also to Chris D707. Thank you so much for the Instagram follow.
Yo.
Why did you call out the Instagram follow?
I don't know. It just popped up on my phone.
My Instagram followers.
Shout out to the person that just followed me on Instagram.
Those are the real ones. Finally, we have key rebinding.
Bro just doxed my Instagram, lol. Oh, Hardy,
that's
it's okay.
You.
We can be in it together
also,
as someone who
follow.
recently went through a doxing.
Where Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I got some.
Yeah,
I don't know
please
what
don't
I.
Doxing
dox my
cringe
new
chat,
phone number. It was
don't do
really
it.
hard to
Guys, I
get
don't
a
know
new
how I
phone
feel
number
like
set
this.
up.
Doxing cringe,
I
don't
found
do
some
it.
of
As
these.
someone
I
who
found
just
these at
did
my
it,
work before I quit.
Is someone who literally just got their phone number and home
Whatever.
address doxed? Don't dox people.
Can confirm, not a good idea.
Yeah, don't dox
Those
people, Pat.
glasses? Wait, whose
Hell
glasses?
yeah.
Whose
Oh,
glasses,
mine.
Scully? What's a hello, hi? What glasses are you wearing?
I found some like circular sunglasses
Indeed, indeed.
what are these,
Doxing very
H&M?
bad. Feel sorry to hear that, Nymph.
Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta
no,
see
it sucks
this.
big
Hold
You
time,
on,
gotta
but
see
it's
this.
hold on,
okay.
chat.
I got a new
I-
phone out of it, and it folds in half.
I don't know. Like I don't.
Crazy.
I'm not,
Hold on.
They
hold
don't
on.
look
Where's this
good.
man's?
They
Where's
don't
this
look
man's?
good.
Where's
I
your
would-
Where's your
I-
stream?
Where's
Where's
my
your
stream?
stream? Hold
I'll
on.
put on my actual sunglasses.
I'm pulling it. Oh my gosh! Wait, those are actually kind of cool.
They're kind of
Hey,
cool.
on our-
unironically,
look
those
at
kind of
Amy's
slap. Those kind of
glasses.
slap.
They
Not
kind of
gonna lie.
slap. Yeah, I'll
That's
put
a good
on
time.
my
That's a
goggle
good time.
glasses as well.
Oh,
If you don't have room in your travel van, when
Yeah.
you go to Melbourne, I will happily
I'll
take them off
take
your
it.
hands.
Wait,
Yeah, I'll
wait,
give
wait.
them to you on Monday.
Yeah. We will make room.
We'll
No,
make
you
room.
won't. I want them.
Oh, sorry guys. I was just showing off my like 2 Wii U's and 3 Wii's that I have on my computer at the moment.
Your two Wii U's.
Yeah.
What?
wait,
Two
let
Wii
me
U.
give me a second.
Two Wii U.
I'm gonna send
Wii U.
into
Two
the
Wii
Discord
Us.
a photo of what you
Oh,
look
snap,
like.
you actually do have two Wii U's.
I do have 2 Wii U's. I also have 3 Wii's on the same. I'm
Three
just
Wii's.
3 Wii's.
Three Wii's.
Wii's.
I'm also gonna show to my chat this
That's not even all of
pause
them.
of your
Do I dare show my
this pause so that you can look at the glasses too.
Oh god.
It's
Wax present. Oh
two.
hell yeah! Congrats
It's
on
two,
that.
which is currently plugged in.
Nice. Hear me out, gamers. Hear me out. Look.
What? Look
Luca,
at you.
I
Hold
just
on. I
realized
need
that
to pull up your stream.
these glasses are like
Let me know
the
when you're watching
versions
it.
of the Bali glasses, but really small. Oh boy. How do I? How? That worries me.
I see it. I see it. I see it.
You
I
see
I
it?
see it.
You see
Where-
it?
I
You
see
get
it.
it?
I see it. Can
You
you
get
send me
it?
that screenshot, by the way? That's perfect.
I need to see this now.
Yes, I can.
Can you send me that screenshot? I need it. That's fantastic.
That is an insane screenshot. That's
Ah,
great.
No,
love
but
it. Yes!
this screenshot,
Yes.
Bobby from the Goofy movie.
Hey,
That
this is
is
fantastic.
That is a crazy
Damn,
screenshot.
Wage and Trow fans really eating good with this screenshot chat. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's all I'm
Mhm,
saying.
mhm.
Hey, yo,
Favorite.
hey, shall we get peeking? Should we get to peeking?
Peeking
duck.
out?
We should
Yeah.
peek. We
Ah,
should do.
We should
do the
peek on
thing.
them.
We should climb the
Peek
mountain.
on them. Peek on them till they peak.
Waiting to receive game
Maybe.
invitation from Luvica because they
Okay,
have
I host
everyone
game,
on
I guess.
on-
I
yeah,
shall
because
host
you
the
have
game.
everyone on the
True,
video
true,
game.
very true.
My camera's not
Also,
liking me
MPV
today.
Aaron sends his regards. But his work made him a wee bit angry today. So he's taking the night off to work it out all out in the gym.
Aaron should have taken the
Oh,
anger
wait.
out on the video game.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. That would have been, you know what? That's valid. But also, no.
Damn.
All right.
I
you
mean-
guys? Did you guys
mean-
receive the invite?
Yes.
I
did
mean,
receive-
Gallows is in the other room. I'm sure I could just be like, "Hey, get on peak."
Get on peak.
True.
Get
That's
on
very
peak.
valid.
Skull
no
Cat,
peak,
thank you for the follow.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
deafen in the
We're
Discord.
gonna deafen down Discord. Yeah.
My game muted or something. Do I have to rejoin? Where's my? Why? Why is my master
Wow.
volume at 0? Okay.
Damn. Sounding.
why- Yeah, literally sounded.
Yeah. Do you want to force
I
for this or
love-
nah? Because I can go
Not
ask.
funny. if I want to what? Sorry.
A fourth.
A fourth. Or
See how they feel. If they're chill and they're cool with it, then absolutely, let's do it.
Alright.
I have not played this game in a hot minute.
I haven't played it since my wife died. I'm
Your
sorry
wife
you had to
died?
find this out, chat.
Oh my god,
I'm sorry
I'm
you
so
had
sorry.
to find out this way, chat.
Whoa. I was like in equilibrium. Whoa. I am in equilibrium. This is awesome.
I'm so sorry, chat. I'm trying to make you guys hear the game, so then you can hear my friends. Why can you speak?
Yes, I can speak. I'm allowed to speak.
Keep speaking.
I'm allowed to
Keep
speak.
speaking.
Me when
Guys,
I
I'm
know how to
speaking.
You have a mouth and you
I'm
must speak.
speaking.
Me when I
Yes.
have a mouth and I must scream.
I'm speak. No, I hopefully not. Hopefully we will not
Screaming could be
scream today.
Well, you should maybe
Yo.
try. I don't know.
I mean, I could also
Screaming
get
might
really
help,
close
actually.
to
Who
you. I could
knows?
also get really close. I don't know how
That doesn't.
loud.
That would literally your volume peaks out at a moment. I'm so sorry, everyone else's chat that has to put up with this. I'm just doing this for the bit right now. It's not
Do it for
even
the
my
bit.
bit. You guys can't hear anything on my stream.
Damn. Be deaf for real.
Chat. I don't know what to do. You're gonna take a nap? No, that's all good. Have nap. Have good nap. Oh! Wait.
Oh,
Oh, they can finally hear the game. Yay,
that's
we
good.
love that.
good news.
Oh my gosh. Good news,
You love
everyone.
to
They can
hear
hear
it.
the
Good
game.
news. We can
Good
finally be
news,
beat.
everyone. This is great
Beat.
news because we can play BBs.
We could
Also,
be
yeah, the
beat.
Dilly Dally update. Got a whole new bunch of stuff.
This is
Oh,
good
it is
news. We can
basketball.
peek.
Yeah, this basketball. I wanna.
I asked
Whoa!
and they said
Yahoo!
that they have
Fuck.
to do important
Oh.
business things at the business
Oh,
factory.
important business thing. You know what,
Business
Valley?
fact.
You know what?
Yeah,
That is
they have
okay.
important business things at the business factory to do.
Important business.
Yeah.
Slam dunk. No, hold on.
Hey,
Eh.
bit too low.
Oh, that was close. Yeah. Ah.
Do you
Oh,
think we
hold on.
could?
Wait, you know
Do you
what?
think we could hit?
You know
the
what?
ball?
Dub wobs.
Yes!
Wait,
First one.
He got
I did it! I did it!
3-pointer! He got it! Woo! All right, chat.
We take
chat, what's
those.
this 3-pointer?
I
Yoink.
got taken out by Luca's kneecaps.
My
What?
kneecaps.
Your kneecap.
Hello,
What hap-
Dub
what
wobs.
happens if
How
I-
was your day?
Okay.
Follow you on Twitch
Did
now.
you just ask the question what happens if you flippin'?
No. Why can't you steal the ball?
Yeah. I wanna flip it and I
Hola.
wanna get
Oh, that
I wanna get ball. I wanna get the ball in the hoop. Yeah, I did it! Woo!
That was me shooting it from the bottom.
No, it wasn't. That was me.
I did it as-
I got it in. I got it in. No,
You did it
I
again.
definitely got it in.
Do y'all want
A
to start climbing
third.
the mountain?
No, we play basketball now. This is a
I've got
basketball game stream.
I've got 3 of them
Ah!
already.
Ah, that was so close. Yeah, cool. You're a gamer. Wag me on it.
Wait,
And yes!
I think did I just knock it into you? Did I just knock it into your ball?
Wow! How dare you?
Are you having
Okay, now we
another
climb mountain.
Pepsi?
Now we climb mountain.
Pepsi
We
2?
climb mountain now.
Pepsi 4, actually.
There's
We climb
4 of
mountain
them?
now.
Are you having another Pepsi Max? You got home at
Chat,
5
this is a
PM.
new development coming through. Someone is in fact having another Pepsi Max.
A 4th one.
So okay, so the
fourth
other night, this fucko gets out of bed, goes over and is like, yeah, I'm just like has like woken me up and is like, oh, I'm just gonna grab a water real quick, and I'm like, oh, can I have a sip of that? And they go, yeah, sure. And then I just hear like the Pepsi opening sound. It's 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, gotta get up early. Rise and grind, am I right?
Rise and Peppy. No, they drank the
Pepsi.
Peppy Max.
Rise and Pepsi. This is gonna be chaotic as hell. I can already tell.
No, literally, they
When
they
that
drank the
old
Peppy
brew-
Max and went back to
Ding
sleep.
dong!
They drank the
You were
Peppy
def-
Max and
you
went
were
back
def-
to sleep.
You and
Peppy
Nicole
bag.
Drew. Now, oh wait, no.
Bondage.
From memory, this map has the Alpines. That's the one. That's it.
Oh. Fun.
If it's going off of anything that I've seen online today, that's what we're dealing with. So strap in,
boy.
everyone.
Strap in.
Also they've updated the Alpines as well, so it looks more like the Mesa, which is
Oh.
terrifying.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's not.
Happy.
Ow!
My
My leg!
My leg!
My leg!
When that craving hit, it hits. Oh no, for real. No, you know what? You're so right, Scully. You're so right. You know
When
what?
that
When that
Pepsi.
happy craving hit, it hit for real.
Who are Pepsiing their max?
Who up
Not me.
who
I'm
up
deadly
maxing their
allergic to
Pepsi right now?
caffeine.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. I've
I'm-
never been up
I'm
Pepsiing my
Pepsiing
max.
Damn.
I'm Pepsiing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, your Pepsi Min? I don't know. I don't
I'm
know how that
Pepsi
works.
Minning.
You're Pepsi Minning
I'm
right
not
now.
Pepsi Maxing. I'm Pepsi Minning. I'm in a Pepsi deficit, gamers.
A Pepsi
We're
deficit.
we're in a Pepsi recession.
Pepsi Minning.
Yeah. I'm getting mogged off by Pepsi drinkers on the reg.
That's fucking crazy.
Why does Pepsi meaning sound like a slur?
Because
I
it's
wouldn't be
something that
surprised.
God never intended to happen, but here I am.
Oh my gosh! Wait, guys, we're big gaming right now. Okay, that
we?
can just go in my belly. Yes,
What?
very much so. Hello.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yo, it does
That's what I'm saying.
Pyro.
Granola bar.
That's what I'm saying. The Darth Pyro,
The
hello.
Darth Pyro.
The Darth Pyro 777. We love Darth Pyro. Hello.
Anyone
hello,
want an
my-
energy drink?
You can't have
Lad
it.
wants it.
Me? Okay. I guess I'll
I
take
can
it.
Wow,
drink it in
okay,
peak.
alright.
Yippee!
Oh my god.
Imagine
You're
not
crazy.
being able to have the white monster.
Ow.
Except for in-game. That's crazy. You coming to PAX?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
white
I've got is
monster, I
this white
believe.
monster between my legs.
I'm so keen to go to PAX. Trust me.
I got my
I'm
badge
so
today.
keen for you to
Guys,
go to
I
PAX.
got my
same,
badge.
Actually, my badge came as
Grab
well.
me, grab me, grab me.
Oh.
PAX.
Bags.
If only Luca had gone to PAX last year when I had organized for a baddie to fly to Melbourne and meet them, and then they were like,
Chat,
I'm
was
simply
me,
not
I'm the
gonna turn
baddie.
up.
Chat, I'm not gonna live this down. As long as I live, I will never live this down. I fumbled
She's
the
so
bag.
pretty and funny
Right,
and
trust.
smart, and you
Trust,
wouldn't even
I
go to
know.
PAX.
It was me.
Trust,
I was
I
the
know.
baddie.
It was
But
you.
also, this is this was info shared to me after PAX, not prior to PAX.
It was actually shared to you prior to PAX because I asked
really-
your permission before I set it up.
It really wasn't. I don't remember this.
I, in passing, asked if I had your permission to attempt to set you up with one of my friends who's a baddie, and you said yes.
Yeah, but you didn't give a time frame.
This is a fun story. I love hearing this.
I'm
Oh,
so
I
glad
got
that you're getting
I
a
got
kick out of this
an
whack.
achievement. It showed
What?
my
Ooh, what'd
achievement
you
on
get?
stream. The high
Look in the
altitude or
baddie that
whatever.
story.
Jellyfish.
Look in the baddie a story that was missed. Yeah, no, for real. I dropped the ball.
It was an
I
opportunity
fumbled
that
the
was
bag,
missed
chat.
too.
I fumbled the bag. I'm so sorry.
I love hearing this
I've
story.
never actually seen this break.
Mood. And Luca has now seen the
What did
bag,
you
what
say?
which they have theoretically fumbled,
I
and
have seen the bag. Yes.
Well, you just saw it break.
That's what happens when that breaks. There you go. The more you know.
Why would you do this to us?
everyone has that
because
one story their
now-
friend they won't let down. Yeah, I'm never letting this go. I organized one of the prettiest women I
In the
knew
words,
to go on a
of
date
that
with
one,
Luca, and Luca was like, I'm not even gonna go to Melbourne.
In the words of that one song from that one artist, she got away.
Sure.
Yeah. And the she was Luca.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whose loss is it really?
That's crazy.
Damn. No, really.
I hated saying that. I hated saying that. Just for the record, I hated saying that. Yeah. Gross. Disgusting. Hate. Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Damn.
Damn.
We haven't ran into a luggage anytime for
It's
the
fine.
last, I don't know how long.
It's fine. Who needs
Nah,
luggage?
but I'm just like, you know,
There's luggage
need
where we're
luggage.
going.
Is luggage at home?
There is probably luggage at home.
Ooh,
luggage at
werewolf
home?
game.
You're trying to organize a werewolf game for the Wednesday, Thursday night evening at Fortress. Ooh. You know what? I have plans on the Thursday night. I think
Thank you.
Is it
I don't
going
know.
to Bitter's house?
it's not going to Biddy's house. It's karaoke with MTV Aaron potentially.
Whoa.
MTV Aaron was also invited to Bitter's house. We have a cinema
Oh, wait,
room
what?
you guys can do karaoke in if you want.
Wait,
You
no,
just
what?
go do
Sorry, hold
karaoke
on.
now.
Wait, is this like an actual event thing that you
Yeah.
planning? What? Oh, snap,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe I will.
We have
baddie
a
on the
cinema
Thursday?
room.
Or
Yeah, will there be baddies there?
There will
Will
definitely
there
there
be
will always
baddies?
it's a Bitter Nymph house
It's
party.
a bit
There's
of
always
it's a bit of
baddies.
house party actually. You know what? That's so valid. You know what? You're so right for that.
There's always baddies at the Bitter Nymph house party.
Yeah, that's so valid. Yep,
like
yep,
that.
yep, yep. Okay.
we keep moving.
I'm just gonna say this. This is a peak within a peak.
Peek within a peek.
We go this way.
I was gonna say, I feel like that was a better era, a better way to go.
Ow, my knees.
Don't break them. They're important.
Where
You
you-
only have two.
So I've got one that's expendable.
Yeah, that's what you said. You gotta.
I was
stay
like,
down.
I don't think that's how that
That's
works.
right?
Uh-oh.
No, I
Uh-oh.
think that's how that works.
I hope it doesn't break.
Damn.
Fuck.
Did they make those more?
I think it
fragile?
broke.
It definitely broke, so don't die.
I made it. I'm the greatest.
Chat, did that break?
Chat, is that real? Oh my god.
Chat, am I cooked?
Am I cooked?
Me in my doctor's appointment when they bring out the chart and I look at it and then look off into the distance and go, chat, am I cooked? I have a severe iron deficiency.
I think that's how that means.
So Luca, what would I have to do to convince you to come and get your belly button pierced with me before PAX?
A lot. You have to do a
My
lot.
god.
How much is a lot?
That is like a lot.
And
$20.
can I just offer you
Literally.
money?
No, like literally, you know what you'd have to do? You know what you'd have to do? You would have to literally find me my soulmate and marry us. That's what you'd have to do.
I am ordained.
Oh my god.
That is information that is new to me.
So it sounds like you'll be getting that piercing.
I got really worried. I went to a friend's party, a friend's wedding, and I was really, really worried because I was like, do you guys have a backup minister? And they're like, no. And I was like, what? Why
Guess
why
what?
don't you have a backup minister? And then we went home, like me and the maid I was staying with went back to their apartment and we got drunk and I got so upset and scared that their minister was not going to turn up that I went online, paid $60 and got a date.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's actually sick.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm still technically a reverend.
Yippee! Okay, put it in the backpack.
First idol.
Alright, light the camp.
Marshmallows.
Mm,
You and I
first
march on my
aid
melon.
kit.
She marshaled my mellow to lay.
Tropics.
Oh wait, yeah, we should really just cook everything, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Except the rope.
I mean,
Except,
you
well,
could cook the rope.
Yes, the rope.
Mm,
Does that do anything? Cooking
it
the med
doesn't
kit?
make it better. Cooking the med kit
Unfortunately
makes
not.
it better.
Piercing and proposal within 16 days. You know what? That's hey, look.
Piercing and a
Speed run.
proposal within 16
People have been
days.
married at first sight, guys. I don't know what you.
Mm.
That's
This isn't
true.
that surprising.
Married at first sight PAX edition, but then we get a matching belly button piercing and you get a wife.
That's crazy.
I hate every bit.
Yo.
I hate everything about this. Just for the record.
That'd be good content, though. Imagine the content.
It-
I got
well,
married
that-
at PAX.
You know what? I got like.
I
people
met
can
my
claim that
soulmate
already,
and
though.
got married at PAX.
Yeah, people can claim that, but you can't.
People, there's one couple that can claim that, and that's the couple that got married at the Call of the Lamb thing last
Wasn't there
year.
2 of them?
Yes.
I didn't. I only.
There was a
remember-
morning wedding and an evening wedding.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool. I didn't
Yeah.
I only heard about one.
You could be one of like the 3 couples that get married at PAX.
No, but you could hit them. You could hit them with the I met someone on PAX Friday and married them on PAX Sunday.
Whoa, that's marriage speedrun. I do see that. I see
Right.
the vision.
Marriage
I'm not gonna lie.
speedrun.
I'm not gonna lie. I see the vision.
Yeah.
See,
Good.
we're just here to help you make the content.
The construct of marriage has really crumbled so much. It's really degraded so much.
Oh yeah, because marrying
It's-
people just because
it's
you were a
bad.
woman who couldn't have a bank account was a much better reason to get married.
Well, look, listen. That's not. Look, listen. Details.
Because that was our grandparents' generation, homie.
Rain.
Lelo.
Oh, fuck. The rain.
Our parents' generation was by technicality the first generation to get married for love.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Hey, Chad. What is that phrase that they say on that one kids show that showed on ABC3 about all the animals that were like put together? No
What?
one is growing.
Knowing is growing.
Does anyone know what TV show I'm talking about?
No, because you described it very vaguely.
I actually described it incredibly well. I think you'll find.
Well, then never mind. I have
You
no idea what
described
you're
it while
talking about.
walking away, so all I heard was TV show ABC3 Knowing is growing.
Okay, but you know what? Valid.
You're
I'm
joking,
talking about
I got you by that.
Spliced. I'm talking about
Ah.
Spliced.
Yeah.
I see.
With Perry.
Perry.
Perry's the name of the orange one.
Yeah, who was the cow chicken thing?
Not Perry.
Go up. It would be peak if you got to the peak. I agree, Teddy.
That'd be so peak.
Was it? It's no.
One day.
RJ's flipping.
Yeah.
RJ's the flipping the raccoon from.
Oh my god, I need that.
Chain launcher and a med kit.
Woo!
Oh,
Love
let's
that.
launch.
It would be peak if you go to the peak.
It would
You know
be.
what? He might be onto something. Teddy might be onto something.
You
Teddy might be onto something. He might be onto something. Don't. What are you doing, Bitter?
Rope.
I'm roping it.
I'm roping it. I'm roping
Don't
it.
swing it around like that, jeez.
You ain't
Hey,
roping
yo,
it like I'm
swinging around my rope,
roping it.
guys.
They just don't understand who I am as a person, chat. They're not
They
straight up
don't
roping it like I
understand.
am.
They just don't understand me.
Does anyone
not
have
like
an
other
inch of
girls.
injuries that they want cleared up?
I'm
I do not. I have not injured myself yet.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna use it anyway.
That's why I said yet. Because I don't
Don't
trust
break your
myself.
ankle.
Injured himself.
I
I'll
wasted
try
the
not to.
bandage.
She got away.
She got away. There's a luggage there.
Awesome.
And purple berries there.
Oh my
Where
god.
is the luggage?
I know
You
they're
know who
purple
else is
because they're
purple?
grey.
Where the luggage at? Where
Is
the
it
luggage-
you
where
'cause
the
you're
luggage-
grey?
Yeah, my ma.
Why is your mom purple? That's
Why
not
are you
good.
Because
stealing
I'm
my
purple.
joke all of a sudden?
What do you
Why
mean
are you
Oh.
your
stealing my
joke?
joke all of a
What do
sudden?
you mean
It's
your
my
joke?
joke.
What do you mean
I-
your
You
Look,
didn't
joke?
I
invent
make-
having a
I
mother.
make those. I make the Muscle Man references.
Yeah,
a
exactly.
lot,
It's
okay?
not your
I
joke.
make them a lot. No, but I make them a lot, okay? Particularly in your presence. So why are you
Okay.
stealing my joke? Why are
Well,
you stealing my
to be
bit,
fair,
man?
you make them in my presence.
Starting the timer.
Is it what, huh?
What does that mean?
I'm not allowed to make swear words for 20 minutes.
No.
How does that make you feel?
Wag.
We're going PG gamers.
There are bananas. Can we grab those bananas?
Yes.
You can, and they are edible.
Oh my god. I don't need this.
Technically, everything is edible.
Why would you? What was that?
Antidote. Banana.
Antidote.
I hardly know it.
Hear me out. I think this
Good
place
to
right
meet ya.
here is
Welcome,
terrible.
Nova.
I think we go up there.
Oh.
Careful when you come down.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I walked so you guys can run.
No, you said careful as you come down and I fell.
Okay, well, someone didn't let me lead by example.
I heard you and I was not planning on falling. I just did it anyway.
Okay.
You're your own human. You
Shut
fall
Yeah,
asleep
sometimes
like
that-
it.
Sometimes that sucks.
Wow!
You did like a whole flip. That was awesome.
Wow, I did a whole flip. That's crazy. Oh.
Front or back?
Whoopsie.
Wag, are you still alive?
I am still alive.
Are we killing people over here?
No, we're not. I promise. I swear. I swear we're not.
Who's
Wait,
Lollipop?
Oh my god, the lollipop.
I'm lollying it. Oh, wait,
No
I shouldn't
one.
say that.
No one.
I'm popping
lolly.
it. I'm popping it.
There you go.
I'm sucking.
Lock
oh,
it, lock it. fuck.
Oh.
That's.
That is
Good.
worse.
Damn. Nice to know about your personal life, Wag. I feel like we're
Oh.
growing fundamentally closer.
Hey, what was
Where
that?
the
What was
fuck
that? What
is
is that?
that?
What was that you said at What was that you said at Pav's Stripe? And I can definitely see something there.
To be honest, I don't even know if I said that or someone else said that, because I would ask if Pav wasn't straight.
No. This was Wag talking about himself.
Oh.
Yeah, this was
Good for
me.
Wag.
Yeah.
Get it, homie.
Get what?
Get Pav.
Get Pav.
Get Pav. That's crazy.
Pav works real hard. They need a nice piece of ass to come home to at the end of the day, and why can't
You know
that
what?
be you?
You know what? Pav does work hard.
He does
Pav
work
works
hard.
very hard. Pav is a hard-working man.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
And are you
What
gonna
is
tell
the
me you
plot
don't
twist?
want to come home to a hard-working man?
Well, also, this is Pav we're talking about. He's not just a hard-working man. He's a good-looking, hard-working man. So, you know. It is what it
Ooh.
is.
There's a lot of
Anyone need
adjectives
some
there.
remedy fungus for their broken ankles?
Sure. Hit me.
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah, it just works
okay.
like that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. How do we get up without blowing this?
I don't know,
think-
Luca. How do we get up without blowing this?
Oh, maybe just did it. Okay. Sick.
Have you just tried walking around?
Have you tried just not standing on it?
Have you ever? Oh, well, this
Don't
is
stand
a lot
on that.
more- There's a lot more where that came from, apparently. Vine.
Fine.
Vine boom.
That's pretty
Have you ever
fine.
thought why they call it a vine boom?
Wasn't it because it was like used on Vine a lot?
Yes, that's exactly why it's called.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Every time there's an ass on screen.
that's
That's the
me?
rules. Spins was the rules. Every time there was an ass on spin.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I made it.
I'm making it.
You're making
Whack,
something,
whack,
that's for
whack.
sure.
Hey, look, hey, what does orange and blue make, everybody?
Gray.
Excuse me, I'm purple.
Sorry for being colorist right now.
It's okay. I can't even see what color you are, so
I don't
I can't
see
even be
color.
racist. I
just
literally
don't see
cannot
color,
see
I'm
the color
sorry.
purple.
Yeah.
I also can't see the color yellow. It comes up as pink for me.
Oh, snap. So, I'm pink
What do
to
you think?
I'm just
I
like a
was
dark,
gonna s-
dark
You're just
What
like
do
a
you-
weird orangey
I was gonna
color.
say, do you think you're pink?
Am I not pink?
No.
Lalo.
Which one of you fuckos was gonna tell me?
Well, you didn't tell me you were colorblind. That like, I didn't know what kind of colorblind you were.
Lalo.
Yeah, you are
Yellow
yellow.
is like a great
Yellow.
color though, so I totally get it.
Lalo person.
Whoa, Luca, you can't say that,
Probably
dude.
don't
You
say
can't say
yellow
that.
person.
Okay.
Chat,
alright.
cancel Luca on Twitter.
No, please don't. Well, actually, maybe because I don't.
What do you
I don't
mean,
use that app
maybe?
anymore. I don't use that app anymore.
Yeah, but you don't want to get cancelled on a platform you don't use. You can't defend yourself.
Yeah,
I
but,
would
like,
rather
also,
get cancelled on a platform I don't use.
I mean, yeah.
Because then you don't have to see it, right?
I had my address leaked on a platform I don't use, and that was great for me, because a lot of people think it's a different person because they can't find me.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
hey,
like-
listen.
Also, if you see my address on Twitter, no you didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh no. Oh.
Oh,
no.
bye, Luca.
Oh, wait,
Bye,
I'm still
Luca.
alive!
He's alive.
I'm still alive.
He
I'm
lives.
alive, guys. I live.
Lib.
I'm coming. Oh, I'm dying.
Oh,
Hey,
let's
wow,
not do
Wait a
that.
minute.
what's in
Hi.
here? A strawberry. Hello, hi. Hello. Hello. Mignon.
What
the
You
fuck
call it
is
a
that?
mignon. You call it-
Guys, I got a magic bean. What do I do with this? I got. Guys, magic bean.
Magic beans.
Yeah, I
What do they
chucked.
say about magic beans?
Oh my god, it's growing.
Just
Yeah,
like,
that's what they do.
just like
There is-
the magic bean.
Oh!
Yeah,
I
it's
see it.
growing.
Me when I when me when me when I me when
you
and
seen
when
the
I me
meme?
when me when
Me.
I when me when me when mine me when I can't say the word yet. I have 12 more minutes till I'm allowed to say a swear.
Have you seen them? What meme?
You sound
What
like
meme?
that
What meme we
SpongeBob
talking about?
doodle.
Minoy Minoy.
Yeah.
Minoy. Doodle Bob.
Also, didn't you swear when you complained about not having a color, like being pink?
Bye. 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 Are you alive? Fuck. Me too. Fuck.
Okay.
Okay, that one definitely counts as a swear.
Bye, guys. How do I
Luca,
get
how
out?
injured are you?
You're kidding.
Oh, okay. You want some rope?
I could just hear it from far away. Why am I climbing here? What was the point of all of this? Wait,
I came down to get you.
What was the point of all of this?
Big sleigh. Demons, hit the sleigh button.
It was very weird. Oh, wait, this might be the way across.
I just wanted to hurt a little.
Can I see them? Oh, I saw one. I see someone. Lucas sounds like R2-D2.
Yes, yes they do. Hey, up here. Hey, up here. Do you have a rope?
No, I do not.
Why would you not have a rope? That's so cringe of you.
Because we've only had like one rope.
I have 3.
Well, I don't have that. I have a lollipop. That's about it.
Wag, just get better. No one wants to suck your
Just
lollipop, okay?
Just get rope.
Oh, no.
Here, let me get up and then I'll lift you.
Yeah, throw it to me.
Alright.
Throw the rope to
I'm
me.
ready.
Mr. Wage and Trowell, I'm deeply disappointed in you.
What?
Because you don't have rope. And you're not planning ahead. And you're just, quite frankly, just letting the team...
Sorry, what's this bullshit?
Luke's
Sorry,
getting a
I'm...
raid of 15.
That's crazy.
Booah! Booah, bitch. Hello, hi, matey. How are you? It's good to see you.
Does-
Hello, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, gamers. Also, Monkey, no. Hello, hi. Good to see you. Lyra Dragomir. Hello, hi. Welcome in. Good to see you.
So, there's like a little
Yeah.
area that
How are ya?
from behind, I think, you can climb up.
Excellent to see you. How are ya? What are we? Sorry, where are we going?
Up
We're
here.
playing
I
Peak
think
because
there's like an
apparently
area
Twitch is doing
behind
a
there.
thing where if you stream together thing, you get an exclusive emote. That's the only reason why we're live tonight.
It's the only reason why we're here.
It's the only reason.
Literally
Wag
the
was
only
just
reason
like,
I'm here.
Wag was just like, hey, so like, we've got the Twitch are doing a campaign, so like, you know, exclusive
Bye.
emote and stuff, and it's like, oh, sick, when? And yeah, literally this guy's
Nice.
collab, like, you know, that is collab happened. Oh, this is interesting. For the record, I made that.
Luca!
I'm
You
alive.
pushed me off at a
Okay, I'm
rock.
alive.
You
I had
pushed
yet
me
to
off
play
the
Peak.
rock.
This
You
is
should
so
definitely
sad.
get Peak, Fuller. You should definitely get Peak. Peak
You
is a good
should
time.
get
And
Peak.
also, welcome in Raiders. My name
Peak is
Luca,
peak.
content creator on the west coast of Australia. Playing Peak tonight, because exclusive emote.
I'm playing
Hi.
Peak tonight. Come through this hole, damn it.
Alright, which
Yeah,
hole?
Just climb.
Which hole?
That's what...
Follow the pointer.
Gesundheit. I follow. I'm following. Wag brings the gang together. No, he does.
I do.
Yeah.
He's a honey.
If not
There
for
you go.
Wag, where would we be?
Well, that's
Probably enjoying quiet at home.
I'd probably be watching anime right now.
I'd rather be
True.
watching Ted Lasso. Not gonna
I would
lie.
be editing. So I would...
Mm.
I'm very glad to not
Actually,
doing
I
that.
also should edit. I've still got videos from Pixel that I still haven't edited.
Luca, you should probably
Imagine
do
editing your videos from Pixel.
I'm alert as you do as my dinner entertainment. Eat num nums.
Ooh.
Eat. We love food.
that.
Love yummy food. What's on
I
menu
don't
for
think-
tonight, Fula?
I,
What's on menu?
I don't think this is where we're supposed to
What
be.
Procrastination game is strong. No, it's for real. No, it's actually insane. It's crazy. Sausages, mashed potatoes.
Buy a
That's
meal.
dog dinner right there, if ever I've heard it.
Fire meal? How's
Fire
Bill gonna
meal?
get a job
Question?
now?
Oh. Bibba.
This
Why?
does not seem like a good idea.
I don't think
It
this
wasn't.
is the strat. No, this doesn't look like the strat, Harvey.
Ow,
this.
Uh, oh yeah. Okay.
How am I alive? How? Real talk for a quick second.
Alright.
How am I still alive?
Take that. Oh, do you need
This is
healing?
insane
I
to
got a
me.
medicinal root.
That'd be
I
nice.
require,
Can I
I
has?
require the
Careful,
food. I
careful,
require the
careful,
nom.
careful, careful, careful,
What happened
careful,
to my-
careful, SpongeBob, careful, SpongeBob, careful, SpongeBob.
Careful, SpongeBob! You can have it.
Devil's
Thank
SpongeBob. Devil's SpongeBob.
My heart dropped. Oh, you know, for real. I was actually scared for a second. Actually, for real. Wait, am I
I'm
still
gonna
wearing
wait
the
till it's
crab
not
hat?
raining.
Yeah, good idea.
Am I still wearing a crab hat?
Just gonna stare at this leaf and mind my own
I am.
business.
I think I am.
Weed.
It's a nice one,
believe-
right? It's got little,
nice.
little.
Wearing
It
a
looks
crab
like
hat.
hands drawn on it.
Yeah.
Hey, when you guys get up here, can you pass the airplane food that's in the backpack?
I hate to tell you
Airplane
this.
food.
Did you eat it?
I ate it a while ago.
Oh, honey.
I was
want this marshmallow?
hungry.
You haven't eaten your marshmallow? What? Hold on.
No, I haven't.
Why did you not do that? Oh,
Because I didn't need to.
What? But like, huh?
Alright, when we hit the peak,
What?
we gotta wait because Bitter has to do 20 sit-ups because they said the F-bomb while they were doing the 20 minutes of no say swear.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I fell, so it was
That's
bound to happen.
insane.
That's
Ooh,
true. Oh my god.
Hey,
Oh
What
my
a
god,
break.
look at how many clusters are right there.
hey, guys. Hey,
Hey,
hey guys.
get in.
Camden.
That go in the bag. We got the cannon, chats. That means we
needs
can
to eat?
skip the Alpines entirely.
We can try.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
I like
I'm
our
gonna
odds.
try.
Balloon punch.
Balloon. Ooh, there's more luggage over here.
Balloon. Oh, there is.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, here's the luggage. Here it all is. Here's you know what we were just saying about like all the luggage like not being
Oh, another balloon.
balloon.
not being here. This is where
I
it is.
found an airplane food you
wait.
can eat.
I got
You guys-
4
you
balloons.
guys- I would like to just hold on to it. Maybe chuck it in the backpack. That would be a good idea. Wait, Wag, do you have the space astronaut skin
I
that
don't have
that I'm
it.
wearing?
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
You just picked up 3 balloons, right? You just
Yes.
picked up 3 balloons, and you just picked up 3 balloons, right?
No.
No, I've got 4 balloons.
Okay, is that all the balloons that we have?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay, we need 2 more. We need 2 more to get astronaut skin.
Fly away. I also have this big lollipop. Does that count as a balloon?
No, it does not. That,
It's
I
shaped
No,
don't
but
think
it
that
will
would count.
lift your spirits.
That
That's
does not count as
true.
a flotation device. I hate to break it to you.
I
it
don't
doesn't count as
know.
a flotation
Have you ever
device.
floated on a lollipop before?
I can't say that I have had the joy and delight of doing so. Like, I can't say
Exactly.
that.
You just haven't found a big enough lollipop to float on.
Well, okay,
Mm.
alright, bro. You just chill. just calm down. Just calm all the way down. Okay, what do we got?
Scout effigy.
Oh, we got a second one? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so then when I die in the kiln, inevitably, we can all survive.
Finally, a
Sure.
backpack for me.
Go.
I want to eat this one this time.
Light that campfire in the face.
Hey,
Oh my god, boys! Also, decoy.
I'm
Hey,
going to
hi,
eat
how you
this
doing,
one.
homie? How are you?
Me too.
Okay, wait. Okay, the Alpine biome was supposed to look a lot different than this.
He looks very snowy to me.
Okay,
He's doing
alright.
it.
Who's getting in?
Me.
who's getting in?
doing it?
Okay, I need to find the right spot.
The right
Need to
angle.
just gotta get the right angle. What about up here? Actually, yeah. Right here. Okay, let's get that third backpack.
I'm already in it. I'm not on. Get
No,
out.
get out,
You
get
put
out,
it on me.
Get out!
You put
Get
it
out of there.
on me.
Jump out! Just jump out! Just jump out!
I'm excited for this.
Just jump out, Bitter. My gosh. Okay.
I did.
Wag, chuck your bag in.
Chuck my bag in.
Yep,
Yeah.
but try not to flip and get
What the fuck?
light, you know?
How did I get stuck in this?
Yeah,
How?
just take your bag out again, and then you should be able to get out. So press 4. No, hold, like, press 4 so it's in your hands, and then you should be able to get
What
out.
the hell? Why is this broken?
There you go.
Alright.
It's not broken, it's just very difficult to get out. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, Wag's
What?
volunteering himself.
Me? What? Also, the bag popped out.
I'm in.
Alright,
Go.
Bitter, get
I'm
ready.
ready.
Get ready to go R and just down the entire time, okay? Alright? You
Yeah,
ready?
and then I've got a
You
med kit
ready?
for when I start
You
falling.
ready? Are you
Yep.
ready?
Go for it.
Mhm.
Alright.
Go!
Jet in 3, 2,
Yeet,
1.
Venom.
Let's freaking go!
Seeing.
Team Rocket's blasting up again!
That was great from my angle. Holy crap.
That was phenomenal. Okay, I guess the moment of truth is.
You know, I should have given.
Hello, Bitter, are you still alive?
Should have given the balloons.
Shush.
Oh.
Bitter, are you still alive? Wait, is that the scout?
Yes.
Are they getting? I hear them. Are they getting chased by the Scoutmaster? I thought I saw them for a second there.
The what?
Have you not witnessed the?
The
Okay, do you wanna
backpack's
get
still in there.
Yeah, do you want to get in?
How do I-
Alright, now all you have to do, you know playing dead? You know how you
Yes.
play dead? Yeah, you just do that on repeat.
All right.
Okay.
See how this
you
goes.
ready? You ready?
I think. Just do it.
You ready?
Do it.
Are you ready?
Do it.
3, 2, 1, blast!
Oh, ow. Where am I? Ow. Hello? I did? I am alive. Holy shit.
Hi.
Hi. We
I
did
was
it.
like, you two should just jump off and die, and then I'll revive you immediately at the statue. Oh, here comes Luca.
Is he doing it? Oh, here he comes!
I want to see him hit the wall. I heard him, but I want to see
I
him.
was gonna say, I heard him. Did you make it?
We're
We're
on
at the
top
top.
of the hill.
You want a balloon?
Yeah.
All the way up. We're at the thing. I'm gonna put it in your
All
backpack.
the way up.
Oh, never mind. Alright. We're at the we're the top of the Alpine.
There you go. Now you can put it in there.
There you go, balloon.
Thanks. Yippee! And I'll put one scout effigy in the other backpack.
I can have that one. I think we win. We're big winning. Oh. We peaked.
Wait, jeez, there's no way.
There it is. There he is.
There's no way.
Absolute peak.
Yeah, there is, homie.
I
We
refuse.
did it to
That's
him.
insane.
All
That's
three of
crazy.
us.
All three of us. It's Pandora's lunchbox. Sick.
Does
Okay.
that mean we get the the trophy for not having more than 10% cold the whole time?
I don't know.
Probably.
Let's find
Maybe.
out.
Cook marshmallow.
Nom.
Yippee. We need to eat it.
It might not.
Yep, there it
Oh,
is.
there's no.
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's so funny. That's
Did you guys get it?
Yeah,
Yes, we did. Yes,
I
we did.
didn't.
that's.
What do you mean?
unfortunate.
What?
Is it because you already got it?
I don't think so.
You might have already gotten it, maybe.
Damn.
How
No,
did
I
you
got
know it
it.
existed?
Wait, you got it?
Oh, was it just late?
Yeah.
It was just late?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just late.
What's
Aggie.
the go here?
I have
How do we-
rope. You want some rope?
Actually, yeah. Put in my backpack.
Oh, I meant for downs.
Oh,
Okay, hear me out.
I think it'll be fine.
I'm hearing.
Maybe.
Hear me out. We go here. We aim to go over to here. And we follow it around.
Okay.
Why did you... You didn't need to do that, but okay.
I need to place 100 meters of it.
Should you get an achievement?
Yeah. I want to be the best scout I can be.
I wanna be the best scout.
Like no
one
scout.
ever
It's
was.
just like real scouts, where I achievement hunted the absolute hell out of real scouts.
Yeah, we're just getting all of the badges. We're just getting.
I achievement
the
hunted
goal.
real scouts so hard I got honored by the queen and the governor.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All I got was a letter from my local MP to say congratulations on turning 18.
Big boy card kid.
Congratulations
It's good to
on turning
see you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is the way we want it. Ow. Ow.
That rock's
I'll
Ow,
say
so
ow,
big
ow.
hot, so I...
boy, big boy
Ow,
car
ow, ow,
kid.
ow.
Hello.
Ow, wow, wow, wow. Ow, wow, wow, wow. Ow, wow, 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 wow,
Wag,
wow,
wag, wag,
ow,
wag,
ow.
wag, 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 wag.
Oh.
Ow.
Wag, 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 wag,
Bernie
wag,
hop.
wag, wag, wag,
Wag.
wag, wag, wag,
Wag, wag, wag, wag.
Hell yeah.
wag, 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 wag,
Wag, wag, wag,
Well,
wag, 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 wag,
Hardly
wag.
know her.
Wag, 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 wag.
Wag, 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 wag,
Wag, wag, wag, wag.
wag, wag, wag,
Wag,
wag,
wag,
wag,
wag, wag,
wag,
wag.
wag.
Banger tune.
It is so good.
Wag, you have to make that an official version.
Make
And
it
that- and that
make it
is
an
the-
alert.
That's the theme.
That's the opening theme to every single one of your streams.
5
God.
minutes long. It's just a loop of that.
Just like the actual version from Ocarina of Time just keeps going. You just that's a nice flare you got there.
Nice flare you
just
got
that
there.
on loop. It'd be a shame if someone were to.
Unflare it.
It would be a shame if I fucked up and didn't grab the chain.
It would be.
Well, did you?
You
No, I'm
did,
alive.
Right?
I'm living.
You live.
I told him I was living.
Ding, 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 ding.
I feel like this is like
They call me
the most-
BCF the way I'm
That's
living.
fine.
Okay, done? Hell yeah!
Actually, can we
You
just
missed
get
the
a round
WAG
of applause,
song.
Chad?
But
None
it's
of us
good to
have
have
died.
you here, Big Cut Kid.
Huh?
I hope, Big Boy Cut Kid. It's good to see you.
None of us have died. That's great.
Luca,
Egg.
shut the fuck up. There's 2 of them.
Egg! Egg! Egg!
No, egg, come back!
Oh, Luca, get
Luca,
off that
please.
rock!
Luca,
There's
Jump over,
There's
there's-
a chain launcher over there.
Got it.
My
There's a
fucking
chain-
egg!
I got it.
There's a chain launcher over there, guys.
need it?
We need it.
No, you hold. Oh, but thank you.
Oh wait.
Oh, we
Luca,
gotta move.
run!
Oh,
There's
there's
a chain
egg over
launcher
there.
I'm
Who
not
gives a
leaving
shit?
it behind.
I see egg.
Bro. Game is dead.
No, I'm not. Oh, he.
No, the other one, not you. The scrinkly one, not you, homie.
The scrinkly one?
Would you not describe Luca as scrinkly?
You know what? That does check out. Look, what is going on over here?
The 7 fires of hell, don't worry, it stops after a minute or 2.
Let's say there's 7 of them.
We're so good. Honestly, we've been chilling. This is our first load, and none of us have game ended. It's crazy.
Where are those eggs? There were other eggs.
I got
What? Oh, you getting them?
Yeah. There's more eggs here.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys,
I'm going for
I
those.
live.
Nice.
Hi, Luca.
Guys,
It's nice to know you're alive. We missed you. We got
I
eggs,
lived.
bro.
You
We got
need
eggs
food,
on
Ben.
eggs.
You need
I got a
eggs.
chain launcher and
There's
I
2
got
eggs.
a rope launcher.
I've
You
got
want
3
egg?
eggs.
Oh shit.
You want egg? I've got 3 eggs.
You got
Our
You want egg?
Eggman. Num. Going.
You can cook them when the rock gets hot. Alright, do we go around this way?
The rock is always hot. We gotta, yeah, let's go this way.
That seems the safest.
Yippee!
Darla, how are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how was your day? Actually, that goes for everyone in chat. How was everyone?
Yeah, how was your day?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how is everyone's day?
10 being the best. 1 being
10
pretty
being best.
pee poo poo bad.
Pretty, yeah.
0 means you didn't have a day yet.
Alexander, terrible horror
0
film,
means
very
today
bad.
didn't happen.
Today
and
hasn't happened
17
yet.
if you got raptured. Chat, hands up. Who got
Who got
raptured
Hey,
today?
chat.
Who
Chat,
got
stay here.
raptured?
Hey, chat.
Oh,
stay
come
here.
on.
Hit me with the 777 if you are watching the Twitch stream from heaven because
That's
you got
crazy.
raptured.
That's crazy. The number of everybody that's insane.
Ooh, Australia Zoo is pretty fire.
It's been good. Yo! We love. That's actually phenomenal. Wait,
Taking
no, that's a great. That's a
unnecessary
great birthday. That's a great birthday.
How much damage has everyone taken?
A little bit. I got like a twisted ankle.
I'm very healthy. I'm
I almost perished. That was bad.
Hey guys,
It
none
did
of
not
us have
jump.
died this run, by the way.
Shut up,
Shut the
Luca.
fuck up, Luca. I almost just did.
I'm just saying. I'm not meaning
We
anything
can't
by
play
it.
with this now. We can't play with this now.
Hey, look, listen.
I'm just saying, none of us have died in this place.
I've also not lost consciousness.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Did
That's
they
the
make
coolest
peace
part.
easier, or are we just goaded with the sauce?
We
I
might be
think we're just
goaded.
going with the sauce.
You're
Alright,
okay,
everyone
wait.
puts down all their backpacks and we start reloading everything. And just make
Yeah,
a
we-
pile of everything from all the chests
Oh,
over
there's
here.
so many.
No.
Yeah.
The chain launches for that. We could literally just like, we're climbing this. We're climbing this volcano, Chad. We're climbing. This
It's
volcano.
so good.
It's
Oh,
happening.
Another balloon. Wait,
We're
if we
climbing-
get
we're
one more
climbing this
balloon, we'll have
volcano,
6.
Chad.
Oh, yo.
Aw,
Question: do we need Pandora's lunchbox?
probably
Not really. Just eat it 3 times because it'd be funny.
True. It would be funny.
It would.
Alright.
Oh my gosh, that was.
We got
horrible.
anti-rope gamers, we're so gaming!
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna put this one down for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no. Okay, there's a spare slot in here. You should put it in there.
We are absolute gaming.
Did you put the anti-rope in the?
No, I
the
picked up
backpack?
the I keep picking up the big egg because I'm stupid.
I still got my lollipop.
Yoink. should
Put
probably get rid of
backpack back down,
Do we not
and
want
you should
this?
take
full.
out the little bandage and put in
Goodbye,
the
lollipop.
the rope cannon. Don't throw it away.
Okay.
Huh?
I hate Pandora's lunchbox. It's really not that helpful. It's really not that helpful. He's got every Buzz Lightyear toy imaginable as presents as well, so he'll be so happy. Yeah.
Aww,
That's
that's
great.
so cute. Okay, does everyone want a pre-go egg?
Free egg?
Yeah, does everyone want to pre-game with an egg?
Surely,
What,
right?
doing what now? Doing
You
what
want to pre-game with an egg?
Egg.
Everyone got
You know,
their
we still-
pre-gaming egg?
Hell
You
yeah.
know,
Alright.
we've still got the marshmallows at the foot of the kiln to
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's how
I've-
pre-kiln.
I've also still
that's
got
how
mine.
pre-kiln egg.
I've still got mine.
Bro, just eat the damn marshmallows. It's
I'm not
gonna hurt you.
hungry!
You get it
I
to
just
get it
ate,
over
like, 10
extra
eggs.
stamina. You eat it to get extra
I'm
stamina.
maxed on
Man.
stamina!
Man
No,
is
you
maxed
get
on
extra
eggs.
stamina.
I'm
It
maxed
is
on
maxed on
extra
max
stamina.
eggs.
It's over my bar.
I refuse to believe this, chat. I refuse to believe this.
I
Rose
don't
is
know what to
maxed out
say.
on eggs.
I'm maxed
Rose
out.
egged up.
I'm
They have
egged.
gotten their
I'm
protein
maxed
macros
out
for the day.
On God.
You if you see my screen, you will see my extra stamina bar the same. It's like longer.
They're macro dosing eggs.
I can run so far. So far and so
Taylor, love's gonna get you down. Taylor, Taylor, oh, love's gonna get you down.
I love Mika. Mika's one of
Mika's
my
such a
favorites.
good song, like
If you
right
came
now.
down when we waxed
Oh.
Zai's leg, you ready for a road trip? I'm happy. I'm driving. Yeah, done. Done.
Cook
When?
your egg if you
No,
have
no, no,
more
when?
egg.
Surely. Please.
Alright, so are we just gonna start spamming anti-rope and chain
we
launches
can't.
out the
No,
wazoo?
We can't just start it right.
We have
off the
a
bat. We gotta.
rope cannon, 3 chain launchers,
We
a
have more
rope.
than just 3. We have more than just 3.
Okay,
I
we
can
have
tell you this
4
now.
chain
I
launchers,
say-
a rope cannon, an anti-rope, a regular rope.
Yeah,
And
and we have to at
2
least
scout
try
statues.
to climb this thing. We have to.
Yeah, but we
at
could be
least
out
try.
right now.
We could be done. Speed run.
I wanna at the very
Speed
least.
run. I'm literally
wanna at the
burning
very-
to death.
I just want to see how far we can get without using these things, okay?
Gamer does not want the under an hour achievement and it shows.
How long have we been doing this for? I think
Definitely under an hour. I feel like we've been
About
doing this under an hour.
45 minutes, because my stream's an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah, you took a while.
Okay. Alright.
We're just going up. We just go up.
Just go up. His stubbornness. Look, I'm playing it strategically, okay? I'm just.
Yeah, if we save it until we have no idea how to continue.
Exactly.
wait, wait,
And then-
Last time I played
then-
this, we got stuck here.
Last time I played this, I got stuck in the mountain because I ran out of hunger, and I was fully ready to eat the same, because cannibalism is funny. Then
Ow.
he ran off, and I never actually got to eat them.
Damn.
Amazing
You
music
never got
taste
to do fun.
is crucial to road trip. Oh, for real, trust me. Nah, for real, I got you.
Oh.
I got you guys.
I
got
have
you,
so
for
much.
real.
I finally went through my music playlist the other day as well. So now I have 1,500 songs saved.
Sweet. Bibba help, please.
I'm ready with
I
our
do.
piece.
This way. I'm gonna go for the, oh, there's a nuggets right here.
I need more stamina.
Trail mix.
Do we keep going from here? Yes.
There's a balloon in that bag. That's 6 balloons.
Wait,
we can send
6
you to
balloons?
space.
Wait,
Wait,
yes!
did we end up getting the 6 balloons?
Luca, bring the balloon.
I'm on
Oh, wait,
fire.
hold on. Okay, nobody check.
Wait.
I'll say hi, Brody. My hands are full.
No, stay there, and then I take it off you.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, wait, I can use it on you. Do you want me to use
No,
it
just
on you?
no. I just hold E and you press Q.
Okay.
Ready.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Yeah. Got it.
nice.
Where are you,
Yes.
Wag? We got
I'm-
balloons.
I'm
Glad
up.
we got balloons.
I went up.
We come with good.
We come with gifts.
I'm like right here. There's not far. I just was trying to get out of the way of burning to death.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Surely we can
Can
find
I
like
have
a
uppies,
flat.
please?
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at the girl next door. She's a
God,
player, downright
I am currently burning. I feel like that's fine.
Chat, listen, chat, listen, chat. You're not a real one
It's
unless
a
you're doing this.
DVD. Thank you for the follow. All right, you ready? There's one balloon, and
You're not a real one unless you're doing this. For real. For
How many
real.
do I have?
That's crazy.
you've got 6.
What do I do now, Luca?
Jump.
You just, yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Wag! Goodbye!
Cue the DuckTales moon theme.
I'm bringing your scout
Wait, how long do these last?
a while.
Oh, no!
Try not to die.
I'm
There
dying.
you go. Oh, there you
Ow. I was trying to get to the side, man. Oh. I don't think I'm making this. Oh. No. I am not alive.
go.
I
He's
keep
not
referring
alive.
to. Well, you're gonna be.
I'm
You
gonna
do other
be.
photos. Be right back.
Oh!
No.
I'm
Now
alive!
you're fucking living, bro.
Holy shit! I'm alive.
Okay.
My
You think you were
backpack.
getting out of this fucking climb that easy? No,
Where did
we're
my
going to the
backpack
peak,
go?
baby.
Hey, actually, you know what? This works because now I'm not injured.
Wow.
I went
You'll
so
love to
high.
see it.
I was trying to get to a wall, and my balloons popped as I like hovered over like I was almost at this like pillar thing, and I
Okay, real
fell.
talk. Why is this the easiest kill I've ever climbed?
Why is this the easiest like peak we've ever had?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
no, for real.
This is the
whole
solo
seed-
day, chat. This is the day
this
you can
whole
do solo.
seed- This whole seed has like just been actually really good to us.
It's
not gonna
been
lie.
peak.
You know what? It was probably a nightmare caldera, probably a nightmare Iceland bit, and we just completely skipped it.
You know what? That's valid. Also, I'm missing my 2 marshmallows. This is so sad.
Oh wow, you didn't eat them when you had the chance. That's crazy.
I
How
have
was
a
I supposed to eat them? I had
marshmallow-
no fucking. I couldn't.
Luggage.
Okay, hear me out. Chain launcher up to there.
Up to
Hey,
where?
launcher up there.
Up to here.
Yeah.
where I pointed. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we can use. We can spare a few.
We have so many.
Like I said, we can use them until we need. Actually, we're so close. This is crazy.
We are
we're
actually so close. Will I finally get the achievement of reaching the peak?
For getting it.
Have you never reached the peak? Luca,
Have you
Abby,
not?
please.
Wrong person.
I was able to get Wag. Are you Bisha? Are you still alive?
Yeah.
I drank the
I'm
soda pop because
referencing-
I was very burnt.
I'm referencing a TV show. Okay, no one knows what I'm referencing, and it makes me so sad.
Are we going?
Oh, you know
like,
what? Hey,
I don't
I'm
think
just
that's a
gonna-
good way to go. Can you chain launch to the fucking
Oh,
thing over there?
I can.
Do
go
it,
to
do it,
here.
do it,
I
do
can-
it, do it,
Do
do it.
it, do it, do it, do it.
Absolute peak.
No, Amy, you gotta go from there. You're too close to the ground. I'm gonna need one of you to give me uppies when I get up there.
Yep, absolutely. Are you hurt or
look
like?
at-
No,
Piton!
I'm just very slow.
Look at the piton.
I got the piton. Alright, we got no, go that way. Other way. Yo, right?
No, chain launcher
look
to
at
right there.
No, but like you can just climb
Actually,
that.
yes, we can climb that. No, we can climb this. No, for
Absolute
real.
climbing.
Wag is so right. Wag is so right. Oh my gosh, chat, we're getting out of here.
We're leaving.
We're leaving the freaking mountain.
I can also set the piton.
I can finally leave. Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie.
Martha.
I'm back in the fucking peak again.
I'm back in the fucking mountain again?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, guys. Ah.
I gotcha.
Be done.
You good? You living?
Guys, that I nearly jeopardized.
No, 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 no.
Fly,
Danger.
You can lunge over here. I'm safe.
That's what I tried to do, but it wasn't working for me. Wait.
I hear something
What's that?
glowing. You know, like I hear noise.
Yeah, I hear.
Me when I hear a sound.
Yeah, I like sounds. Have you ever heard a sound
I like
before?
sounds.
Yeah, a couple times.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
I lived with my brother for years, Luke. I don't need to hear his voice again.
Yeah. I was literally about to quote Dumb and Dumber, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Hiyo, Ziggy. It's good to see you. It's good
That's
to see. How is
regularly so
Jigglypuff?
How you doing, homie? We've never met before.
This. I'm gonna set a piton right now. Just in case.
Bit, are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Good?
Real?
Also, XP,
Oh,
thank you so much
wait,
for
guys,
following.
guys. Okay,
You
Wag,
guys
no.
are-
Wag,
What?
down here.
What?
Wag, down here.
What? What do you want?
Down
He's on
to
a
me.
ledge bit that's flat.
I'm
No,
also on a
but,
ledge.
Like, also look. Oh, Wag.
Wag, I'm gonna need up. Never mind, I found a
What?
flat bit.
Oh, you're like. Oh yeah. No.
I'm looking into a crack.
Okay, who is that? Is that the peak? Is that?
Like this
that
is
the
the peak.
that's making that noise?
Is the reason we haven't heard this before is because we barely make it to the peak?
Surely I can make this.
I'm here to watch you fail.
Oh, Wag, what are you
Fail?
doing?
What do you
Can I
mean
get
fail?
uppies? Hiya.
Wag, oh, Wag actually did it. There you go.
I have stamina for days.
I
Wait,
don't-
no.
I'm so sorry I have adapted you.
Yeah, remember I died. Can you
What?
reclimb that?
What?
And I can try and grab you?
Gamers,
Or not?
it's right there.
I'm coming.
Gamers, it's
I
right
don't know if I
there.
can help. But
Okay,
Okay.
I finished, and now my GF questions my watch.
You
Well, just
lunch?
Don't show your
Yep,
GF.
nice.
Yippee!
holy
Watch.
shit.
Gamers, it's right there.
Holy shit. Oh, it's on the other
Right
side.
there.
It's on the other side.
What if I don't make it?
Ding bong, we made it.
Well, you made it to
Gosh,
Bing Bong. Bing Bong's here.
I gotta make sure I
Ding
make
bong's
it.
here, chat. We made it.
That's
This is
fucking crazy.
insane.
And no one died.
And no one died.
Well, except
Oh
for
my
you that
god,
one
let me
time.
put down some rope for you to get up.
No one died except for Wag that one time when he like tried to do pop balloon.
Hey, I got the achievement. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That is all that matters.
You can
Wag,
definitely
Wag,
have just
guys,
walked around
guys,
that. Hi, Fosh.
I
How's it
feel-
going?
I feel like, hold on. Let's start it.
Absolutely.
Can't get extracted.
What?
Can't get extracted without full health. Wait, what? Bitter?
Where'd you go? Oh, you just
Oh.
flow.
Yeah. I'm just, yeah, I was just putting down my rope to try and get the rope achievement. So if you have a rope launcher or a rope, you should let Bitter have it so they can try and get their rope achievement.
They
Okay.
rope achievement.
Can I have the anti-rope?
Holy shit, it's the peak.
I'll take it out of your backpack. But if you have any form of rope, that would be great.
I have none. Backpackless.
Back hint.
Wait.
Oh, have you ever seen the secret statue?
There's a what?
I have never been here.
Bing bong, we made it. We made it, Bing bong. How does it feel?
Bingus bongus.
What do you mean secret statue?
There's always a secret statue on the other side of the peak. There it is.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what is that? A
The strange gem.
What is the strange gem?
The strange
Whoa.
gem.
What does that do?
It's a strange gem.
It's a very strange.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Hi, Matt.
Renee.
Oh, it's going so well. We made peak first try.
We yeah.
I got a
We-
strange gem.
We have. That's insane.
Wag, how does it feel to have finally beaten the game?
It feels good. And it was very easy.
It was very easy.
I don't
In
know why-
hindsight, It was very easy.
It was very easy.
It is
Now that we've made
actually like a simple game, but like I don't know what it is that like makes it so hard.
That fucking
Sometimes you
generation.
just
Alright.
eat it on the world, Jen.
Wait,
But how are you doing?
Okay.
Because I'm going well.
I'm here.
Wahoo! Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie.
We're going home. Oh my god, there it is.
Yeah, baby! Big Dog, we made it!
We're doing it.
Woo!
It's like right there too. Anti-rope. I'm coming. Oh wait. I did it. Finally.
Yippee!
I've
Ta-da.
peaked.
To survive the island without ever losing consciousness. Let's go!
For the record, this is my first time beating this with friends.
No
Oh,
fucking
I
way.
forgot that I was dressed as Gojo.
We beat it in an hour. But look at where we shot. Sense
Nice.
unlocked.
Hey, yo.
Nice.
Guys, yeah, I definitely didn't die.
What is my face right
Huge,
there? What is
huge,
that
huge.
face? What is...
You didn't see it. No one sees it.
Chat, we freaking did it.
Holy shit.
We're so good. We're so good.
Absolute cinema.
Like you wouldn't believe.
And that's the game.
All my homies said, let's go!
Alright, stream over.
That's it, gamers. Thanks for
Alright.
coming. Bye.
That's it.
Who we raiding out to?
Who we raiding?
I'd
That's
like
crazy.
to thank the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you who followed me so far. It's been a great stream. See you
I'd
next
like
time.
to follow all
thank
one
the
people in my
Academy,
He's gone.
Yeah.
The Academy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Crazy times.
I'd
Chat,
That
like to
was
thank
insane.
AgroCab for making the map super easy and putting
the
the cannon
map
at the right
generation.
location so we could absolutely send it.
That was actually insane.
and now they're both kissing.
And they're both boys.
they're
Ooh.
both boys.
Whoa.
And they're kissing. Mwah, 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 mwah.
My badge is almost completed.
What? And they were roommates. Oh
Whoa.
my gosh, they were roommates.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
wow.
Wait, how?
Whoa,
wait,
wow.
no. How long?
What?
How long was the? How long was the climb? Because I want to know if we could
Hour-
have totally
hour and
made
5
that in
minutes.
I have no idea.
Fucking if we had have wasted all the shit climbing, we would have gotten the under an hour badge. We have to. We have
Also,
to
if
try
we
and get
didn't-
under an hour.
So, we doing it again?
We're doing it
Oh.
again.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but now we gotta wait. What's here? Wait, is this a photo booth?
Yeah,
Yes, there
Bing
is a
Bong
photo
talks in
booth.
there.
No. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing Bong, do you commit crimes?
Absolutely not.
Fun fact, this saves on all of our computers.
Awesome.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
our
wait,
photos.
That's incredible.
There it is. Screenshot taken.
That's incredible. I like chaos. Okay, wait, no, hit it again.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, no, I wanted to throw it at the camera.
Do you hear Bing
but I
Bong
guess
talking?
so.
Who's he trying to mimic there? Who's he?
Bing Bong, should I commit crimes?
No.
Aw.
Oh.
Bing
Nuh-uh.
Bong, Bing Bong. I don't want to
wanna
ask
re-
too
do you wanna-
controversial of
do
a
you-
question. Ask
You
Bing
want to
Bong a
reconsider
question.
that answer? Oh, okay,
Bing Bong, should I crash our plane instead of letting us get to the scout camp?
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Bing Bong thinks it's fine
wait.
for me to crash the plane. Bing
Let's
Bong,
fucking go.
Bing Bong, should we sacrifice Luca to the old gods? Aww.
I love how
What
you
about
just
Wag?
say no to everything that you're
Ew.
suggesting. Wait, hold on. Wait, we got one. Bing Bong, should I wear the maid dress every stream forever?
Yes.
If I say yes!
Definitely
Aw.
not. Definitely
Damn.
not. You
No, I
gotta not-
squeaked it.
you gotta
Go
let him-
again. Go again. Go for the quip. I'm sorry.
No,
I
I'm
clicked.
not. No, okay.
Do
Anyways,
it. Do it for the.
Bing
Do it
Bong.
for the.
Okay, I'll do it again. Bing Bong, should I wear the maid dress every stream forever?
I think that's a bad idea.
You heard it here
No.
first. You heard it here first. You heard it here
Bad
first. That's
idea.
all I'm saying.
Before answering
It's-
that,
Why does it say no every fucking time?
Okay, hey, Bing Bong. Hey, Bing Bong. Should Wag wear the maid dress every single stream forever?
sure.
Fuck!
Yes!
Damn.
That is crazy.
That's fucked. That's absolutely fucked.
Damn.
No. Shit.
Yeah, that's a binding contract. buddy.
Binding contract.
Nice. Nice.
I'm outta
Just
here.
never
I'm
back
outta
to
here.
it.
Bing
Okay,
Bong,
man.
should I
Bing Bong,
commit
question.
9/11-3 and crash our plane?
Wait, what happened to the second one?
You don't want to know about the second one. Like most sequel
Oh.
movies, it was not good.
I'm leaving. I've had enough of Big Bob. Kitty window forever. That's crazy.
You gotta do it
All
forever,
I want
man.
is for
There's-
Bing
Fucking
Bong to
kitty
say
window
any
forever is
rights.
insane.
No. Okay, speedrun.
Balloons!
speedrun,
Road
speedrun.
cannon!
Speedrun.
Speedrun,
Also,
speedrun,
Bing Bong,
speedrun.
get over here.
Balloons and a rope cannon, let's go!
Who would have guessed?
Wait, guys, you're leaving. You're literally leaving.
Speedrun, speedrun.
You said
speedrun.
speed run.
What is he saying?
You're
I
the
can't
last
hear him.
there,
He's
you
too
pick
far
it
ahead.
up.
He's too far behind.
You are too for butts.
Why are you already using balloons?
Because I'm magical.
That's fair.
Absolutely valid.
Also, chat. I would just like to inform everyone that I am doing a dating advice hotline
Yippee.
at 7 p.m. So you guys should absolutely submit some like questions or concerns that you have about dating, or your current relationship, or a friend's relationship for that matter. And you should like definitely like woo! And you should like definitely submit that to the link that's in my Instagram stories. You should do that. You should definitely
He's
do that.
saying this
Definitely do
'cause he
that.
has
You know,
balloons
you know
on
what
top.
else? You know what else you should do? You should follow Bitter Nymph because we're 5
Also,
followers
follow
away
Bitter
from 980 followers, and that's real cool, eh?
5 away
Oh,
from 980.
Scout
That's
cannon.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Chat, you should do that.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Guys, Scout
Well,
Cannon
Also,
just dropped.
where's the
Scout
other
cannon
20
just dropped.
Oh.
Power Storm, thank you.
Wait,
Absolutely amazing.
homies. Wait, I think okay, we know what we gotta do. We gotta pull that out when it's the Alpines again. 'Cause-
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I didn't do it.
You piece of garbage!
Thank you, Power Storm. We now 4 away from 980. And Luca should wake up any second now. Luca? 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 Luca?
The last thing I
Luca.
heard was you piece of garbage.
Luca? Luca? Luca?
Wag,
Hi.
you're already on my hit list.
Oh,
okay?
shit.
Don't, just just don't encourage me, okay?
I hope we find a second scout cannon on the way up.
That would be nice.
Wag, you're already on my hit list.
Ooh, a balloon.
Please don't encourage me to hit you anymore.
You didn't hit me at Pixel.
Yeah, at Pixel. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna hit you next
Uh-oh. He's gonna hit me at PAX.
time. I'm gonna
Damn.
hit you on
Wait,
Monday.
I was gonna say he's gonna hit me on Monday. It's even worse.
And
Damn.
I'll actually have,
I don't even
like,
get to
a
see
reason
it.
to delete
That's true. You're welcome for giving you a reason to hit me, I guess.
You know what? I didn't need a reason to hit you, but now I have.
Now you have one.
Why is Scout Cannon? They have it in the range of the way. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, we're speed running.
Within the select area.
Speed
But
running.
also, hi,
rotation
it's
mode.
nice to see you. Welcome to the stream.
I remember this generation.
Because we before used the scout cannon to avoid doing the entire Alpine.
Which was very nice.
And it was
It
very
was
epic.
really nice. So we're hoping to do that again. But if we find a second one, if we find a second scout cannon before we get out of this area, we can also skip the tropics.
That would be awesome.
Which means we're even closer on our speed run.
Speed running.
Rag, I might
rotation.
need uppies.
You need uppies? Where?
Oh, oh, fuck.
Do you need food?
No, I'm okay. I just was climbing too fast and I got
With
fell.
the scout cannon, you chuck a backpack in there.
And for some reason, that makes you go further. And also, if you play dead, like a light.
Someone doesn't know
Yeah,
the strategy.
if you throw a backpack in there and then you just keep playing dead. You need multiple scout cannons? Yes.
If we
It would
wanna
be
skip
nice to have
multiple
multiple.
areas, yes, yes we do.
To skip the 2 areas I want to skip, yes.
It's a real cheesy way of like beating the game, but also at the same
Yeah.
time, it's literally in the game. It's literally a thing you can do in the game. And the
It's a
devs are
cheesy
aware
way,
of it.
but we're trying to get the badge, so it's like, you know.
Exactly. Like,
You
people
gotta-
have literally beaten the game because of it, but you know.
Yeah, when it
But
first
they've
got
made that
installed, it
but
was
they
really
have-
broken, so you could get the entire way to the peak by just getting a scout cannon before starting shore.
You're make it to the peak in an hour. Yeah, that's what we're trying to
That's the goal.
We did an hour and 15, so we're trying to get there.
Actually, it was an hour and 5.
Lila, thank you for the Olilia. Thank you for the follow,
head
honey.
ahead, head ahead.
Thank you for the follow, honey.
Yo!
Welcome.
Thank you.
Lila, thank you.
Yee.
We greatly appreciate that.
We now 3 away from hitting 980,
Hell yeah.
which means if we're really lucky, we might hit 990 before the end of the stream. I really want to hit 1,000. Peak is so much fun.
I was curious on how that's possible.
I bet I beat this in like 2 hours. 2 hours is a good time.
Oh fuck.
2 hours is a great time.
2 hours is a great time.
You can do
We just got really, really lucky last time.
This seed today is insane, by the way. You
It's
should
so
absolutely
broken.
Make use of it. Wait, don't go on the bridge, please.
That's right. I remember this part.
Yeah, this
That was a different bridge.
No, this bridge
It
was,
was this bridge.
this was one
Oh.
that broke.
I
This was
don't remember
a
it breaking because I
bridge.
crossed it successfully.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it broke behind you.
We love Peak.
And
Do you need uppies or
Absolute.
you good?
I should be good.
I'm good. I'm good too.
Evie, when partner takes Bin out, so they have to cry in the hallway because they're clearly gone forever. Puppy, come here. You're okay. I love having a dog that has severe anxiety.
I can't wait to meet Evie one day.
I
You should come to house when you come down for PAX. I'm very, very close to city.
What I missed, yeah, for
Beat the
real.
game last
Beat
night,
the
but
game
sadly we
last
lost
night, but we
Bing
sadly-
Bong in the tropics.
Not Bing Bong.
What? I'm sorry to hear that. Wait, hold on, Wag. Did you get the Bing Bong?
Achievement? Yeah.
The Bing Bong
Yeah.
achievement just then?
Yes, I did.
Beautiful.
Huge.
That's what
You'll love
matters.
to see it.
Achievement hunting. Alright, so we got a scout cannon for the Alpine.
Yep.
Just fuck that.
Yep.
Don't have like a lot of stamina.
Okay.
Hey, Evie. You're wearing little jammies. Oh, come here and show me. Evie. She's just standing there, menacingly, in the hallway.
Menacingly.
Okay, excellent. Bien. Ah, the bugle of friendship.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. You go in there. I'm also gonna cook
Okay.
you. That's the wrong button to cook.
Oh wait, granola bar. I have that. I'm going to
Yeah,
cook
please
the
cook
granola
that.
bar.
Sending it.
Okay. Go, 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 go.
This one was a pain in the ass.
It was interesting, but we can do it again.
We can absolutely
It's
do
nice
it
to know
again.
ya, let's do it again. Isn't that it? I want nice and
Hurt my
I
knees.
wanna be more than a friend.
Hurt my knees again.
Can I fucking go down, please?
That's an idea.
Hey, I got a baton and a rope cannon.
Sit,
Awesome.
Not a rope cannon, a chain launcher.
sit, shuffle
Anybody
back.
taking damage yet?
Yeah, me.
Get over here.
No, it's okay. I healed myself.
Oh, well, what am I supposed to do with this then?
Do you not have any hands?
I'm full inventory.
Ah. Use it on yourself, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, hear me out. Climb up here,
And then jump immediately onto here.
Never mind.
I'm ready to grab ya.
Fucking hate rain.
Yeah, next two of us.
And we will be friends, 'cause I wanna be more than your friend. Do you?
I love how there's two songs, two versions to that song. There's like the original version, and then there's like the no, sorry, hold on. There's like the version everyone knows, and then there's like the one that's like sung by like a Samoan dude and a ukulele with a ukulele, which is the original, believe it or not.
It's like there's that two
Oh.
versions of that Black Eyed Peas song, the one that they confidently
that
full
one.
chest released.
That one black eye.
Without-
Oh,
without- yeah.
yeah, that one. Yeah.
The one
yeah,
they
that
full
one.
chest confidently released, and then they were like, "Oh, we need to make a radio edition because apparently this is offensive."
surprisingly. Who would have thought that? I don't know.
Who would have thunk it?
You know, it's funny. I heard the original playing at a crate shop in Paris.
That's crazy.
Yep. Legit, I was just there like, oh, can I get my vanilla crate please? And yeah, literally the original was just
Blaring on the radio.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get a crepe and you're getting
You're like,
slurs on the
yeah.
radio.
Well, it's not. I mean,
There's
it
nothing
a
like
slur?
a little crepe and some slurs on the radio.
rape and slurs. Yeah, right.
Is that's the name of the business?
crepe and slurs.
Crepe
That's
and
crazy.
some slurs.
Imagine that being your business model. You would not make a lot of good business. Let me tell
I
you.
need the
No,
rain
you would
stop and
not.
go behind.
It's chill.
Hey, pastries go with everything, I guess. No, for real.
But like crepes are just like pancakes, though. I didn't think they're tasty.
I guess you can make them.
You making it?
And
This way, over here, this way. Go around, or not. You can go up there.
Ow, ow.
It didn't work.
Uh-oh.
I got really poisoned,
Alright,
but it's
you can
okay.
jump. You can jump to here, and then like probably help you. I don't pull myself. You not have enough. You don't. Have
I'm over. I'm over. I'm over. I'm over.
No.
I'm by.
I tried. Did
Oh,
I save
no,
you?
no, no.
A bit.
Yeah, I just landed in a bunch of poison plants.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Oh,
go
now
up
it's fucking
here.
raining.
You should be able to get. We can't go up that way.
Yeah.
Do I have a tick on me?
Hold on.
Dude, I'm gonna black out.
I mean, I don't see a tick. Hey, God. Bitter is currently unconscious.
Dad, stay alive. Where are you?
It's fine. We're fine. We're so normal.
I got antidote.
We are so normal.
Bring them over here. Bring them here.
I'm currently trying. I don't know if I'll have the stamina for this. Or, alternatively.
Or alternatively, I could throw it on the ground and you can pick it up. But it would have to be perfect.
I'm dumb. I should make this. Easily.
I got you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Look
drop
at
bitter on the-
that.
Drop bitter on the ground.
Wake up!
Wake
up.
up, bitter.
Wake up.
bitter. Wake
So
up.
much for the
Need
speedrun.
more?
Wake up!
I was so
Yeah.
poisoned.
We
Let's
got
go
you good.
speed running.
I also have. I got two achievements from that.
Really? Jesus.
No, dude, when I say I was so poisoned, I mean I had a double size health bar of poison.
Oh my god. Where do we even go?
A human.
This way, down here.
Down there. Why did we go this way?
Because
Ah.
When we finish this climb.
also, if anyone has owies,
I have owies.
I'm gonna nom that, and I'm gonna be completely fine because I know my mushrooms.
You take these.
I know my mushrooms. Oh, never mind. That was a bad mushroom. That was a bad mushroom. Never mind.
He does not know his mushrooms.
I clearly
Mans
don't.
is not know his mushrooms.
I clearly do not know my mushrooms.
Okay, I'm back to being unpoisoned.
Awesome.
Yes.
Huge news for the bitter community. I'm not poisoned anymore.
Yay!
You
All
love
my
to hear
homies
it.
love our bitter nymphs not poisoned.
It does happen a lot to me. I take a lot of poison damage often.
No.
Ah!
I just have a lot of allergies, you know?
It's true. Wag, help.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, that did really
Actually-
work for me.
I just needed you to get me up here. That's all that matters.
Does anyone have any ouchie broken ankles?
I have poison. Yes, please. Wait till Wag gets here.
I mean, I'm chill.
Oh, wait.
No more
Okay,
broken
this way.
ankles. No more
This
poisoned
way.
gamer. Oh my god, it's that really hard to traverse section.
Shut up. This way. And how did we do this last time?
We went up and into the hole.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. I remember this. Ish.
Me when I kind of remember.
Me when I've
Me when
played
I'm
these
not
games
bored.
before.
I've played these games before.
I've climbed these peaks before.
This isn't the way. Oh,
Definitely not the
oh,
way.
never mind. You cheated.
There's not enough cheese to go around for all the rats. Go there and then go
Wait,
up.
Okay, for real, I just made it.
What do you mean you just made it?
I'm up. I'm up and I'm about to go into the hole.
Sick.
Wait, I should wait for my stamina.
Yeah, good idea.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I have.
Sometimes there's a hazard.
Oh, the fog was.
Okay.
That's not the fog.
No, I picked the poison thing because I'm stupid.
No.
Very nice.
What the hell is this? I feel like you could get in there.
Okay, wait, Wag, how did you... Oh, wait.
Huh? How did I what?
I mean... I'm slowly figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. Oh, wait, yeah, I figured it out.
He's learning. He's figuring it out.
He's evolving!
There is no shot that I can get through here.
Where are you guys? I
No
don't
way.
want to wander up with that. There
I'm
you
right
are.
here. I don't know if it's going a different way.
And that's alright.
I don't know which way you're going, Bitter, but it's not the way out. I'm just saying that.
You'll probably make it.
I'll get somewhere.
Yeah. Look at that.
All right,
I remember this part.
I do too.
I don't remember where we went from here. Was it
Um,
around? I think it was around.
Did I?
Doesn't look like around.
Yes'm.
Are you still alive?
Yes'm.
I heard a perf as like one of
Oh
the.
yeah, I
the
was putting
perf-
down a shelf room so I could get around this bit easier.
I see.
Cause I'm here now, just underneath you.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh wait, I remember this bit.
Oh, I'm so screwed.
Yep, I remember this bit.
Please. There's no way I made it that up there. Yahoo! I definitely should not have made that.
I'm so nervous right now, Gamers, I'm not gonna lie to you. Whoa.
Poison plant. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have made that.
Hello, Biba.
Yum
Hello.
yum.
I got hurt, but I made it.
Hello.
Hello, Wag.
Hello. I somehow made the most treacherous climb of my life. I was definitely not going to make it. but I somehow made it.
How you tracking?
I'm a little gonna die right now.
You want help?
Always.
How do we help?
I don't know if that's a cry for help or not.
Where are you?
I'm in a little crack.
Where?
Yeah? Does this help?
Not really.
Okay, well I'm below you.
Oh, you're there. I see you. What do you need? Do you need like? What do you need?
I'm just taking this bandage out of this backpack while I have a flat bit.
Yep.
Now I can climb more because I don't have broken ankles.
I do have a med kit.
No, I fixed them.
You
It's
did that.
okay.
Try and
They
get
were only
onto
a
this
little
tree.
broken.
They were only a little.
Try to get onto this tree.
Climb.
I climbed in.
Okay, now where the hell?
That bit. Wait for my stamina.
Alright,
Climbed in.
chat. Get ready for the comeback of the century.
That bit. Climbed in. Climbed in. Climbed in.
Oh,
Oh no.
Comeback
Oh,
of the
I said the
century.
comeback of the century, and that just happened. That's cool.
comeback of the century. You like good?
Ignore that just happened.
I don't like that there was a gas.
For the follow.
Yeah,
Hiya,
I was
homie.
gonna say.
I hope you have a
Bandage.
Would a bandage help with poison?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, there's a big chest over there. There's so many chests.
Whoop. Not get more poison. That's
I
not a good
did.
idea.
Oh yeah, this is where all the big things were. And do you want an energy drink? Oh,
Sure.
I'm gonna
No,
put it in your
actually, no,
backpack.
no. No.
I love that
No.
someone just playing From Brazil?
Num.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've already got
You're
an
here just to
energy
see the
drink in
exploit?
there.
You know what?
I
You should
g- I
totally
gave
do
it
that.
to you.
You should totally follow Bitterman.
Oh yeah, energy drink mode.
We're now 1 human away from 980 humans.
How? We can't see how long we've been going for, can't we?
I don't think
Hell
in.
yeah. No, we were just sharing the same mind for a couple seconds there. We were just locking in together. Hi, squad.
We
it's
made
me, your
it!
Yay!
We made it! Yay!
Yippee.
What does
If you
the
stream
century
early
have for
mornings
us?
like this, oh, fair
Oh,
enough.
it's a cure-all.
That's
Yippee.
that's handy.
I
Yeah.
think someone.
How
I think
many
the first
bandages we
person-
got?
I got one, and I also have first aid kit.
Rope. Ooh. That's a
Rope.
good. I am gonna
Alright.
eat this marshmallow. I'm very hungry.
We know what we gotta do.
We gotta do it.
Alright, I believe it was here.
Can I go
Yeah.
first again?
There we go.
Do it.
Give me
Can I
that.
go first again?
And is there anything that we're leaving behind?
Not really.
I assume it is an early morning of the. No, it's 11 p.m. for me. I
Okay,
used to stream really late all the
we
time,
should
but then
not
like
put
um,
anything in that backpack.
I work from home, so I've got to
This one?
like have my computer on. So
In
I
the one
started
that
doing
you've got,
early mornings,
yes.
Okay.
which has not been great.
So don't have anything in there.
That's
Also,
fine.
get your med kits ready.
I got my
'cause you're
cure
gonna
all.
need it.
Wait, I can use that
Why are you throwing that away?
because I wasn't gonna have any room in my inventory,
Oh,
but I'm
crap,
fine.
it didn't-
Mood.
Oh, no.
9 a.m. here.
It's okay.
Ooh.
Alright, get the bag
Putting
in.
it in. Go in.
You? I don't think you are.
I'm trying my best. There we go.
There it is. It's in. Okay, Bitter, are you ready?
Yeah, send
Do
me
it
to
again.
space.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Go!
Blast off!
It's so fun. It's so fun to see. It's great. And then we just get
All right,
confirmation.
Wag, get in. Get
Oh,
in there.
okay.
Get it, Wag. Get it, Wag. Get in there.
Hold on.
Get in. All right, Wag,
Am
are
I-
you ready? Do you
I-
have your healing item ready?
Yep,
at
I mean-
hand?
Beautiful. Wait,
go.
I need to see that you have.
I need to see that you have a healing item. Yep, beautiful. All right, cool. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go.
Are you ready?
Do it.
Okay, in
Do
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I think I don't like the fact that I'm here. Where am I?
You take damage on a fall, I think I catch that. Yeah, so when you hit the ground, you take a lot of damage. So if when you hit the wall, it makes sound. And when you start seeing the ground loading,
Ow.
you start using whatever item you
I feel like I hit the wall.
pass out. And if you don't pass out, like you don't die. Zones, it doesn't trigger the
Ouch.
because no one's left the other campfire.
Oh, if I wasn't hungry, I'd be able to revive myself. No. Damn. Well,
So you can just one at a time eat everyone up.
I want my cookie.
Out for me.
Oh
I-
no,
so
is he not
I-
alive?
I landed on the wall.
On the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, homie.
Yeah, I landed on the wall.
Oh,
took
that's
so much
rough,
damage.
bro.
I had my healing out and everything. I was in the middle of healing.
Ooh. We're gonna see your corpse fall off the wall when we light this campfire.
Come on, wasting daylight here. Oh,
You-
wait,
yeah.
Wag.
I hit the wall.
Oh no.
I hit the big
Yeah, also,
invisible wall.
The bag went. The bag isn't in there either.
Also,
So,
the
like,
bag also went. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
No wonder I went
I don't
really
know.
high.
I'm freaking. Come on. Okay.
Luca's having trouble with putting bag in because the bag, I think, went with me.
Oh, did anyone get the scout statue over at that campsite, by the way? You love a messenger.
Luca, get
Right,
the
the
scout
backpack's not
statue
in.
before you do anything.
Sorry.
Get the scout statue back at the campsite.
It's already been got. What do you mean?
What did we get?
It was the cure-all.
Wasn't that the last one?
No, it was this one.
All right, I'm stupid then.
Flag over there, because I didn't start
Apparently
the
it was the-
campfire.
You're all.
Oh!
I thought the cure was the last one.
No, it was the cure-all. I'm just stupid.
Okay.
I also was like, oh shit, I hope they don't actually revive you, because or else you'll revive over there.
That's chill.
Victoria, thank you for the sub. It means so much. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Luca, you just did the exact same thing I did. You hit the wall.
Oh wait, no.
You're alive though.
Okay. I made it.
I mean,
Oh
Good luck
no,
getting down.
I'm not gonna.
so Luca, I'm up where you are, but on the opposite side.
Right. I'm in this wall. Hey.
Yep.
Okay. But I'm alive though. Like, hold on. What am I?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
That was rough. So Luca's like over behind you, this way, over this way. He's over here somewhere.
I'm coming, buddy.
You can see him. I can see him.
I can see him.
He landed on top of the wall like I did. but actually survived.
I'm coming, buddy. Why do you not have any health items? What do I do with him? if I start the campfire, will he come back?
I have no idea.
Same.
I think I miss my wife.
I miss your wife too, Bing Bong.
I
Bing
miss
Bong,
your
what do I
wife.
do?
Sure.
Bing Bong, I need answers.
I don't know.
Bing Bong, help me.
Please don't.
Bing Bong, do I just kill Luca?
No.
Okay. Surely.
You never give me the answers I want, Bing Bong. This is why your wife left you.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Alright, I'll try lighting the campfire and seeing if that brings Luca back to life.
I mean, you could also drop him and he'll die.
He can just press E and die.
Yeah.
Them's the choices, Luca. Which will it
You can
be?
grab his backpack then.
That's my backpack.
Or you can grab your backpack then.
I had to put it down to pick up Luca.
What a mood. Oh. Skeleton.
Where my hug
Yeah,
at?
yeah, so, yeah, what a pose.
What a pose to
that's
die.
crazy.
Yo, y'all remember Crazy Frog music video from 2006?
God. I was waiting for it. Axel F.
Hell yeah.
Brilliant.
You love
Did he
to
release a
see
song
it.
Last year?
Yeah.
It was either last year or the year before.
Dunno. That's crazy. Frog.
And there's frogs. Oh my god. One brain
Axel
cell,
F?
2 streamers.
Axel F.
2.
Yeah?
We said the same joke.
Yeah.
Fucking
Surely you.
I'm you know what,
Groping
fuck it,
long
I'm
up
leaving the
there,
I'm leaving the bugle. I'm going to
No,
revive
groping
y'all so
long.
then we can
Yeah,
we
we
can
don't
kill
leave
it
the
through the next section. You smell really minty. That makes so much sense.
Is it the Pepsi Max?
Ba-dum-bum.
It's not that the Pepsi Max does not smell minty, Luca.
Why not? You're not getting the right Pepsi Max.
Yeah, clearly you're doing it wrong.
I swear I better
Pepsi
not hear a
Minute.
kch as you're getting into bed.
Resurrection. I live.
Also, look how
Yay!
close we are to 1,000. It gone up. It 1 away from 980, which
Okay.
20 away from 1,000.
Man,
Alright.
I wonder if you
well.
can see me all the way over there.
Did
My dead
someone
body.
already get a marshmallow by any chance?
Yep, I've got
Okay.
it here.
Okay, I would quite like my marshmallow.
What? But this is mine.
No, sometimes not all 3 of them spawn.
What do you mean?
This one's mine.
Sometimes not all 3 of them spawn. I didn't get one earlier.
Well, that just freaking sucks now, doesn't it?
No longer have the sand map. It flicks between the cold map and the sand map. Yeah.
So some days it's cold, some days it's hot.
Also,
Some days
fuck
it's
the
cold,
Mesa.
some days it's sandy. All days it's hot because you've got this area.
Great.
Rude.
They call it the caldera, but it is not a cold era.
I thought it would be the cold. They change it.
No, that's the kiln, and then this is the caldera.
Oh. Hey. That makes more sense.
Okay.
It's a volcanic crater.
Skullcat, you're so right for that, and you are so smart. But the joke was caldera kind of sounds like a combination of the word cold era.
In my cold era.
In my cold era, me when I live in Melbourne, I'm in my cold era.
Me when I go through that
Oh.
one period of my life where I am freezing.
Me when I'm in winter.
Me when
I mean,
I
let's be
visit
real,
my
winter's not cold
grandparents,
either.
I'm in
the
my
cold era.
Ra-ta-ta-ta.
Surely that will
Every
get less
Christmas I used to visit my grandparents in Ireland.
Ow.
Ireland.
Turning
Um,
hot.
So it was always winter, so I would always be in my cold era.
Ow. Truth. Too hot. Magic bean.
Trust.
Yeah. Oh wait.
No, you were meant to go this way, you piece of shit.
Me with your mom.
My peanuts when your mom.
My peanut.
They call me the white monster because it's that big.
My god.
Did your boy bring you a white monster today, Queen? If not, I'm here.
This lava needs to stop rising. I hate it.
I have one more. If you want one more shitty white boy, white monster joke.
Go for it.
Sorry, princess. I drank a white monster and accidentally created a second.
Bro is speedrunning.
Bro is fucking gone. G-O-R-N. Gone.
The door.
The door.
He's saying to hurry up.
Oh, my knees.
Oh. That could have been really bad.
Little does he know I still have bong bong.
Bong bong.
Yeah.
I just didn't
Imitation
jump.
bing bong.
Whoa.
See, white monsters actually make it so your monster is more of a mouse. Fun fact, if you drink more than 6 of them in a day, you'll get kidney stones, so you'll start pissing rocks.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, after DreamHack 2024, a lot of people started, like, getting kidney stones, and they were like, oh my god, how is this happening?
You know what?
And I had
I'm very
literally
glad I-
spent the entirety of DreamHack telling people if you drink more than 6 monsters in a day, you're gonna start pissing stones. As everyone proceeded to drink like 10 to 12 monsters a day. And then everyone was like, why do I have kidney stones? I don't fucking know, genius. Probably because you drank beverage of kidney stones.
Beverage of kidney stones. Yeah, no, I'm very glad I only had like 4.
Drink like,
in, like, the
10 a
whole
day, and I
36
stopped because
hour
of the
period
chest
that I
pains.
was
Never
awake.
had stones. It's like, it's not super common that everyone's body will make kidney stones, but the likelihood of you having kidney stones after drinking 6 monsters in one single day is 8 times what it would have been if you hadn't done that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Flying faster.
I had a mate who had kidney stones one time when we were in year 12, and he pissed out a stone that was as big as a 50-cent piece, which is like
Holy
that
shit.
big. Yeah, crazy, right? Yo!
That sounds painful.
Unk status incoming? Yo! Oh, I'm gonna burn to death and die. It's
That
fine, I live.
sounds like
I was just being overdramatic.
Punk status.
Having a go moment.
The movement in this fire.
Guys, I'm gonna be so real. I don't know if we're gonna make it in under the hour.
Oh, we're definitely not making it in under the hour. There is no way.
We have most definitely wasted a lot of time.
There is no way we're making it in under the hour. That may have been a
And
terrible idea.
Wag, I need you both to lock in right the frick now, because we are doing this whether we like it or not, okay?
I kind of broke my
And-
legs. Give me a
and we
minute.
will make it in under an hour, okay? Okay.
I'm locking in.
Luca, do you have anything for broken legs?
Yeah, it's called Suck It Up. That was where you were supposed to go.
Well, I do not have a lot of stamina. I mean, I do, but
Jump in the lava. Don't jump into the bag.
That's it. That's all.
where are you going?
And we were like, damn, that explains so much.
You know what? You seem to be.
Bitter, lock in!
I'm locked in.
I don't think you are.
Absolutely.
literally right here.
It's true.
I said lock in. You heard me.
Okay, we got rope in the first aid kit. And then we got an instinct. Oh, we got a rope cannon. Alright, that.
Need that first aid kit. I'm injured.
And free pin on an edge.
I'm so hungry and injured.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse.
You can eat a
I'm so
what?
hungry and injured and
A
burnt.
horse.
I'm here.
And
Oh,
what else
another
we got?
chain
What else we
launcher.
got? Yes. Okay.
I think we
And-
just chain launch and rope launch
Oh,
our
no.
way to the top as quickly as we can. Like, we climb up the easy bit, and then when we get to the slightly hard bit, we just chain launch the fuck out of it.
Yep, I agree. Do I dare just like yeet this out?
What is it?
It's the scout.
No, keep it, because someone
keep it.
died last time.
True.
Yeah,
And it did come in clutch. Not gonna lie. So
it did.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is there ever an easy bit? Yeah, it's called this entire map. Cause
It was
This
that
entire
time
map
shot
is
us
kinda
out of the
crazy.
cannon. That was really easy. Do we have
Well,
any snackums? And does someone
I've got
else
one
who's
granola
got
bar.
I
someone
got
else
thick
who's got
mints.
stamina want to carry this 4-piece backpack?
Sure.
I've got a 4-piece backpack and I'm fine.
Yeah, but I'm hungry and my ankle is broken and I'm made of weakness.
No, it's terrible.
I've got stamina for days.
Must be nice.
It might be no.
Must be nice.
I'm not trying to be like you.
Oh, that was the wrong button.
Kind of.
Can you find the
Is
right
that-
items along the way? Yeah, no, literally, good run is just we cheese the shit out of this run.
Yeah, pretty much.
We launch ourselves to the peak, basically. That's all we gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitter,
Um,
hurry up, please.
Campfire!
I'm coming, I'm coming.
I hardly know her.
I'm coming. I'm here.
We can all cook it.
Oh crap.
What did
I ate it without cooking it.
bruh?
Potato. Bing bong.
Okay.
Should I just jump in the lava now?
Don't.
Bing bong said don't to do it. Bing bong,
Said
are we
not.
all gonna
Bing
survive
bong.
this?
That's a very valid answer, Bing Bong.
Fair enough.
He
Bing bong.
doesn't know.
Yeah, you said
Should
out
I
of
invest in Bitcoin? Are you sure? Oh my god, Bing Bong said invest in Bitcoin gamers!
No way.
No way! Stock market advice with the Bing man himself!
Should I invest
Bing
in
Bong's a
Facebook?
crypto.
Bing bong's a crypto bro, for real, for real.
Imagine taking your financial advice from Bing Bong, like a yes or no.
No, it's like those videos where it's like
I let
Does
chat
Kirby tattoo?
tell me for
I
a
love
day or
Kirby.
whatever, and it's like you use like Bing Bong and Pig.
It's a finance for a TikTok and it's just Bing Bong in the TikTok going, Dogecoin. I don't know.
I don't know.
I miss my wife.
I don't know. I miss my wife.
That is pretty peak content idea, by the way.
Get it? See?
Yeah. Why I said it. Oh, why am I burned? Why
Anyone
is
staying on a
fire.
hot rock?
fire hot rock? Ow. I hate it.
Looking for some hot rock, baby, this evening. I need some hot rock, baby, tonight.
Yeah. You know what my favorite moment was? Listening to
What's
YouTube
that?
music 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
I got recommended September by Wind Paradise. I was like, holy shit, it is the 21st night of September.
I have a Eurobeat remix of that song if you'd like to listen to that one time. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
Rope cannon! And a scout cannon! Let's go!
There's no fucking way we can. Do you think you could scout cannon to the top?
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. You absolutely could not. There's
You
no way.
absolutely
would
could not.
You absolutely could
Not
not.
with that
Are you gonna
attitude,
take that-
Howard.
Are you gonna take the rope cannon, or do you not have inventory?
I don't have room.
So when are we gonna start rope cannoning and stuff up?
As
Well,
soon
at what point were we-
as we soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. Like, we gotta get as high as we can to be able to rope cannon to do the right
Bro,
spot.
can I stop burning? Otherwise I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh.
Don't do that.
My
look, I'm
retro game references your generation might have grown up with. I probably.
My name's Sonic the Hedgehog.
What happened to the stream? What's happened? What's that? Why is it showing? What?
What? Why is it
It's showing
what?
the airport.
Oh,
It
What?
just started showing the airport. The
What
fuck?
do you mean it just started showing the airport?
Yeah, it just was randomly showing the airport.
Interesting. Anyways, keep climbing.
we keep
Do
climbing.
y'all spell airport the Australian way or the American way?
There's 2 different ways.
Yeah.
Guys.
What do you?
How do you spell
What
it?
about A-E-R-O?
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, what do you mean
Airport?
it's 2 different?
What?
I'm not going to the airport.
Alright, surely this is where we use the chain launch.
Yeah,
or
this
if
is
I
where
don't-
we use the
Yes.
chain launcher or the rope
If I
cannon or
don't fall
something.
off, Jesus.
Where to?
Help.
There.
Where are you pointing?
There.
Over there.
Over there? Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, I can go even higher.
Huge. I was gonna say wag.
Don't worry,
You look like you weren't gonna do it for a second there.
I make these. Alright, where? We just keep going up, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
If when in doubt, just keep going up.
When in doubt,
Thank you.
up mode. Thank you.
Alright. So, to general question for Kenny, can you put on high vis and say Jono sent you and essentially get away with being anywhere? Yeah, dude, I have a high vis jacket with my name embroidered on it just for that exact reason.
Okay, well that was very rude.
And if Jono doesn't work, I'm like, Paulie's gonna hear about this, and then they're like, oh fuck.
Can I please have one of those rope cannons that you have in your flipping backpack, please? Thank you.
Are we going
really.
here?
Well, we need to get
It
up
really
here.
works. As someone who used to work in event and tourism, like event and
Okay, do
crew
we have?
managing, you literally just have to
Gotta rope.
walk with confidence with a high vis vest, and
We
no
have
one will
rope
really
cannons
stop you.
or
It's very
chain
rarely you'll
cannons.
get stopped.
Hmm.
Do you have a chain cannon?
I have Bang Bong.
Okay, that's okay.
We're just gonna have to go around.
I reckon we natural
this way.
climb here and then there.
Or can we get
I'm going
onto
for it.
here and go up?
You can definitely.
The right
natural
attitude gets
climb.
you anywhere. It really does. It really does.
I love just walking into places that I don't belong.
I mean, I went to Pixel Expo to collect my badge, and they accidentally gave me a level 9 security clearance badge instead of giving me the badge I was meant to receive as a content creator.
Yep.
And thankfully,
Sure.
because I'm an idiot, I didn't use it. I simply posted it on my Instagram.
And they were just like, actually.
And they were like, actually, Bitter, come here right now. And I was like, I'm ready to make a negotiation.
And then, did you get confronted by that dude that was trying to collect like all of them, like at the end?
Yeah.
And the only one that he didn't get was a Pixel Pals one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I literally said to him, dude, good luck because nobody's parting with these. I would have said surely they would have like printed spares, but let's see how it works.
No, they literally ran out. Shane
Hold on, rope cannon.
I was gonna say I've got
Rope
rope.
cannon.
Oh,
I-
who's
no,
you doing
I-
it?
Rope cannon, rope cannon.
You're doing it. Oh shit! There's a thing down there.
Please, please, please.
Why did
There's
you do
also
it so
things
high?
right there.
Yes.
Luca!
Why did
What
you
do
do
you
it
mean?
so
Okay,
high?
fine. Why did you do it so high? Shut up, I did it, okay? Shut up.
How'd we fuck this up?
Okay, Wag.
Second
Wag,
rope
it's
cannon
on you.
here.
Surely.
Wag, it's on you.
Hold on.
What do you mean, surely?
Are you gonna try and grab it and make it swing down?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh! Are you alive?
I am somehow alive.
What do you mean
Dude.
somehow alive?
I shouldn't
Thanks for
be
your
alive.
sacrifice for the team.
Yeah, look.
And I won't be for much longer, by the way.
If that was like a stereotype or something, no way I would have guessed those views be true. Like, we don't know say that
Wait,
most
wait.
people wouldn't even call my accent Canadian, but French wild. How alive are you?
I am somehow
I got you.
alive.
Yeah, but how alive? Like, how many alive?
Let me,
6 alive?
Wait,
12
wait, wait, wait,
alive?
wait, 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 wait,
Like
wait, wait,
5?
wait, wag, stay,
Hi.
stay put.
Stay?
Rope time.
Oh, rope.
Can you pick that up?
Yeah, I can definitely pick that up. If it is real.
Get on up here.
Holy
Soldier,
shit.
Your fight is not over.
Does anybody have healing items?
I have Bang Bong.
Oh,
Yeah, look, no.
Is it healing knowing we're almost
Quite
at that
frankly,
peak?
no.
how the fuck did I live that?
I don't know, but you did.
I'll take the sacrifice for the team, I guess.
There, and then you can get
Ooh.
here, and I'm ready to give you uppies. I'm right behind
Oh.
you, and I'm ready to give you uppies.
I don't think I'm gonna make that.
You'll make it, you make it. You make
Oh.
it.
Huge.
There's no way I make that next
Huge.
time. I'll be real. I do not have the stamina.
Yeah, and then my plan was to go here, but if we can do some sort of,
I lose.
yeah.
That does actually help.
I know, that's why I did it.
I'm getting to a point where I'm almost in need of a snacky.
I've got a snacky.
Yippee!
Oh my goodness. Alright, and we
Alright,
go for the peak
speed
this
climb
time.
strats.
Okay, we can't, all three of us can't go to the same hole, guys, okay?
That's
Why
what
not?
you think.
Oh, no, if
Um,
the balloons aren't gonna...
No, my balloons! You know what? This is fine.
Please, thank you.
I'm
Right.
ready. Come here. Come here.
Nice, thank you. Holy shit.
It was up here, I think.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Right here. Right here.
Didn't,
Straight
didn't
up.
didn't we rope chain launcher over to the middle over there?
I don't know.
Yeah,
think
but
we
I'm
did.
on top of
Oh,
this
yeah.
rock. Chad, I'm literally out.
Wait, what do you
Help! Oh, that
I'm
was
coming
close.
back down a bit.
mean? Wag, come up to me.
Where are you? Ditch him, run. Where are you? Signal the
Yes,
signal the
Wag,
wall.
right here.
Oh
Right
my
here,
god.
Yeah,
yes.
come towards bitter. Come towards bitter, you
Yes.
Yeah,
potatoes.
we're working on that.
How am I alive? I should not be alive right now.
Mans has mysteriously scraped their way through twice. Yeah, rope cannon S out.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely peak.
Like the game!
Like the fucking
it's
game.
It's like the name of the game. Help, help.
We're good.
Alright,
Alright.
to the other side again. Run, run,
No, it's
run. I
chill.
think we can still do it.
Holy shit.
Still do it.
Sending it. Oh, you know what also? Because we went around the back to get the crystals, so like...
Yeah, we definitely had less time in general. I still don't think we're making the 1 hour just because of the fucking fuck up in the middle, but
Yeah, but we saved so much time not doing the caldera.
true.
Not the caldera, not doing the alpine.
Yeah,
First
Holy
one there,
shit.
immediately light a flare.
true.
You're playing 3 people? Yeah, we are.
We don't have we don't have the friends for a 4th.
Yeah, Aaron is
No,
sad.
We were going to have a fourth, but they
But they succumbed to capitalism
decided-
and they got sad.
They just decided that they were going to have a mental health moment,
Damn.
I am all in favor for.
I don't know if I'm gonna make this.
I'm gonna light a flare.
It's okay, only one person has to touch the rope for us all to make it.
But I am here anyway.
Gunning it, gunning it, gunning
We've
it.
made it.
gunning it.
We did it!
How the fuck? I feel like I should
Come on,
be
come on,
here.
come on, give me the rope.
Give me the rope, give me the rope, give me the rope, give me the rope. Give
Rope,
it,
rope,
give
rope.
it, give it. Give it.
Absolute peak.
Oh,
Yippee!
Holy shit. How did we do it?
let's go!
Let's go, baby!
Let's
Did we get
fucking
under
go.
an hour? Did we get under an
Twice in a
hour?
row!
2 in a
Twice in
row.
a row!
High
2 in a row.
fives.
No! 3
No!
seconds!
Oh my god.
23 seconds!
I told
You
you.
can't make that up.
Oh no.
There's no way. We nearly did that.
We nearly did it.
We really nearly did that.
Man.
Oh my gosh. That.
We made it.
Wow.
All I
I'm gonna
can
need
say.
somebody to get me one of the devs in here right fucking now. I'm gonna need one of the devs in here
That's
right fucking now.
insane.
If I had have ditched they fucking asses, we would have made it. But it would have only been me.
Would it only have counted for you?
I think all of us have to be there, right? But like only one of us has to be.
Yeah. Still in the kiln and you trigger the peak, the people in the kiln or other parts of the map don't make it. Only you make it. So if you make it in under an hour, no one else gets the achievement. If
Yeah.
they are still inside the volcano.
That's
Yeah, we wanted to be
Yeah.
outside
It's
the
because-
volcano.
It's because like when the volcano used to not rise, if you fell and you fell really, really low, what you'd do is just wait till your friends hit the peak and then you'd still get it, so they changed it so you couldn't do that.
Hey, Bing Bong, do you think that we
We ride it.
realistically should have gotten the achievement to beat this game in an hour, in under an hour?
Fuck you,
I
Bing
don't
Bong.
think. Well,
Damn.
shut up, Bing Bong.
We don't care what you think, Bing Bong.
Yeah, shut up, Bing Bong. How dare you? No,
Maybe.
you must shut up. Yeah.
Out.
Bing
That's
Bong crash
that's
out.
the
Bing
worst.
Bong crash out.
Bing Bong
Chat,
crash
does
out.
anyone have any
Fucking
questions
didn't
for Bing
crash
Bong?
out.
Chat, who's got a question for Bing Bong? Who's got a question for Bing Bong?
That's
Do you
fucked
have
up.
Bing Bong how do you have Bing Bong in the airport? It's
Oh, so
it's
there's
a new
the
update.
Dilly Dally update.
It's a new update.
Dilly
They
Dally
had-
It's a new
update. So you
update.
now
They had
have
a
photo booths.
They had a photo
and-
booth. They had basketball. They also
Free
have
Bing Bong, my
chess,
dog can do no
they
wrong.
They got chess as well.
Yeah, they got
Um,
baseball, they got
that's it,
chess,
right?
they got climbing, they got photo
no,
booth.
climbing's always been there.
Yeah, but
Climbing
there's,
has
there's
always-
stuff in the airport
Chat-
to do, and it's
Chat,
fun
who
and cute.
who got to who has a chat? Who has a question for Bing Bong? Who's got a question for Bing Bong?
Bing Bong, why did my parents not love me?
Maybe.
Shit.
Oh, okay, so there's a
It's a
chance
yes
that they
or no
do.
question.
Oh.
Yeah. Look. Wag, what is your question for the great Bing Bong?
Bing Bong, will something
Will I win
absolutely
the lotto?
unbelievably unfortunate happen to Luca on September 13th, 2072?
Oh, 2072. Oh, damn.
Please don't.
Bing Bong knows your death day.
Please don't.
He doesn't want it to happen, though. Bing Bong. Will Wagon Trowel 1
42.
ever come back to Perth to, like,
Will
live
I
here
ever?
and, like, stuff?
No, stay living in Melbourne, King.
King.
Yeah, Bing
Okay, so,
Bong.
the only
Flex it
reason he
on-
doesn't want to
flex it
say
on
that you will
King.
definitely move back is because you're in the room.
Because I'm gonna die.
No, it's well. Okay, look, listen. They really didn't need to say that.
Yeah.
Mythical Bing Bong. What is the means of life, the universe, and everything?
You should ask your friends for help.
42.
True.
You know
Oh,
what,
but
so
that is a
valid,
nice
so valid.
answer.
So valid.
Bing
You
Bong,
definitely
will
ask your
Bitter
friends
Nymph
for help.
hit 980 followers before the end of this stream, being only
The
one
end of the
away?
stream? Maybe.
Maybe?
Ooh, maybe. If one person
Ooh.
followed, like right now.
One person.
If 10, we'd hit 990, which is crazy. Yeah.
So what
That's
you're saying
true.
is you're 21 away.
I'm 21 away from
Big
99,
1K.
from
What the hell
1,000,
are
from
you
the big
doing?
1K.
I'm hitting the gritty.
21 away from the big
Bing Bong,
1K.
should I unfollow?
Yeah, definitely.
Bing
That's
Bong, your wife
crazy.
had every
Bing
reason
Bong,
to
do you-
divorce
Bing
you.
Bong,
I
do
hope
you
you took the
stand by
kids
that?
and 50% of
That's
your money.
fucking crazy.
Will you take me with you?
That's insane.
No, I will not.
Bing Bong's my original OP.
My original hater.
Hey, Bing Bong. Should
Unbelievable
everyone
hater
subscribe
with-
with their Twitch Prime to It's Me Luca?
Oh!
I Bing Bong like you, but not me.
Damn.
Hey, chat, you heard that? Everyone should subscribe with their Twitch Prime to me, It's Me Luca. Bing Bong said it himself. Themselves. Sorry for
Damn.
assuming. What's another question? Who got another question? Bing Bong, should I throw
You
you?
should follow.
I am already.
He is
What?
already following.
Damn.
Bing
You asked me at
Chat,
Pixel
what's
and I
your
was
other question?
also already following.
Damn, that's crazy.
Fuck.
Imagine.
Bing Bong aura unmatched. Damn.
Crazy. It's a wild time.
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. Gamers, are you gonna keep doing it to him?
Probably not.
I want to keep asking. I want to keep asking them questions.
Big bomb.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Oh, great. And oh, wag. What the hell are you doing?
Wow.
Sorry.
what's another really? You know what? No, I don't know.
Bing Bong,
Hey,
after
Bing
this
Bong.
stream, should I eat an entire packet of cheese sticks?
Fuck yeah. Oh.
Nuh-uh.
Of course you
Fuck you
fucking
mean
hate me,
nuh-uh.
Bing Bong. The
Hey,
fuck you mean no?
hey, Bing Bong. Is being lactose intolerant a lie?
You should ask your friends for help.
Well, true, very true. Yeah. Hey.
The holder of
Bing
Bing Bong should sound like Mort the lemur from Madagascar.
Hey, Bing Bong!
Oh god.
I've come to suck at your doors!
Oh god. Please,
King
no.
Julian!
Will I ever get King Julian's feet, Bing Bong?
Bing Bong! Will I ever get King Julian's feet? Ah!
Dear god.
Everything about this is wrong.
Hey, Bing Bong. If I go to PAX this year, will I bag a baddie?
No.
If I say yes,
Oh.
will you take me with you?
That's not. That doesn't
He
give
wants
me
to
a whole
bag
lot
a
of
baddie
confidence,
too.
Well,
Dude.
if
doesn't it?
you... Well, yeah, he's divorced. He's on the prowl.
True.
Damn. Hey, Bing Bong.
Wait.
I'm gonna ask you that question again. If I go to PAX this year, will I bag a baddie?
Maybe.
That's
Or
a
is
that's not a
potential-
no.
Hey, look. Hey, that's not a no. That's not a no.
My wife says I'm a baddie. Oh, hell yeah.
You know what?
Big up your
GG's.
wife.
Big ups your
Um,
wife.
wasn't a no. Indeed.
God
sorry.
forbid I
Indeed.
gas up someone's wife.
Who up gassing their wife?
Who up gassing
hey,
someone
hey,
else's
Bing Bong.
wife?
Bing Bong, are you married?
I'm Bing Bong.
Was.
That wasn't a no.
Bing Bong, do you miss your wife?
Damn.
Cold. Bing Bong's
I
cold.
thought you focused on people's
Damn.
mothers. I can
Hey,
gas
Bing
up
Bong.
people's moms and
Bing
people's
Bong,
wives.
Does, Bing Bong, does
What are mothers
pineapple
but
belong
just
to
someone
I was gonna
else's
say.
wife?
No, no, no,
It's
no, no,
not.
Ah!
Mother is just a
Take
wife.
that, Hawaiian lovers.
A mother's just
that,
a
Hawaiian
wife with
lovers.
another step in the belt, you know?
Ooh, true. No. Hey, Bing Bong, is what Bitter Nymph just said valid? Oh,
Absolutely.
Nice that you're
That's
back on my team. Is it because I'm dressed as Gojo from JJK that you don't like me, Bing Bong?
If I say yes, will you take me with you?
No, in fact, I'm putting you in the bin.
Oh.
I think it's fine.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
it's
right.
fine with
You know
going
you're
in the bin.
trash can.
Alright, where's the bin? Where's the bin?
It's over there
Where's
by
the
the
bin?
photo booth.
Yeah.
Where's the bin? Let's
Ov-
put him in.
over
put him in the
here.
bin.
Which one are you gonna
Alright,
put him
Bing Bong
in?
in the bin,
It's
and then
dead.
Bitter
Oh,
is
thanks.
going to go to bed.
Here.
Damn.
Damn.
Slam
Doesn't
dunk.
go
Wait.
in. Bing Bong does-
Slam
wait,
dunk him.
What happens if you slam dunk Bing Bong into the hole? Into the. Oh, I did it. Yes.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing happened.
What do you mean Bing Bong doesn't count?
Oh, I thought we nearly got him stuck for a second there.
Could you imagine? I'm checking out the
Bing
update.
Bong.
Oh hell
Bing
yeah.
Bong,
So
are there-
Aggro
is
Crab,
there-
are you
is there
gonna
any
give
universe out
you
there
should
where
give
pigs
us
do
a
fly?
follow for getting someone
Yeah.
into the
Hey,
game.
Bing Bong, will Avengers Doomsday end up being a good movie?
Oh.
You heard it here first, folks. It's probably
Bing Bong
Absolutely
is so
not.
based for that.
Um,
You know what? We love you not being a
hey,
corporate
Bing
show.
Bong, do you like the idea
Whoa.
that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back in the MCU?
Bro's just
Which-
over there magic conching Bing
I was
Bong.
gonna say, what is
Yeah,
this
no,
magic
it's
punch?
Too controversial. It's too controversial. Anyway. Hey Bing Bong, is Peak the best game ever?
I miss. I
Luca, shut your mouth. You've clearly never met Luca Gaming.
He will never shut his mouth.
Hey Bing Bong, do you love Landfall games? Okay.
I guess so.
Hey Bing Bong, do you love Aggro Crab? Alright. Hey, Bing Bong, do you think that Wagon Trow should, like, die on the spot, like, right now?
Aw. I got thought.
Hey, Bing Bong, do you think that Waging Trow 1 should just spontaneously combust, like, right now?
I think that's a bad idea.
Okay, you know what? Bing Bong cares
Nice.
about your health. There you go, there you
He
go.
like
there
me.
you go.
Got him. Alright.
Hey,
But it's
Bing
gonna
Bong,
wrap
do
up
you
and
think-
go to
Alright.
bed.
Hey, Bing
Yeah.
Bong, do you think we should do one more climb of the mountain?
No.
Absolutely not.
Luca, it's a solo
You
climb.
heard him.
Solo
It's a
climb,
solo
yeah.
climb.
Go have fun with your solo climb.
Hey, Bing Bong, do you actually think that?
Don't do it.
Okay,
Don't do it.
You see? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Very
yeah,
based.
see, you know.
Thank
It
you
was
for getting
fun.
back on my good side, Bing Bong. Because I'm not getting back on that mountain for anything less than 10 gifted.
10 gifted. You know what to
Yeah.
do, chat.
Gifted. You know what you
No.
gotta do, Chad.
No.
Gifted. You know what it is.
No.
Hey, Bing Bong.
11
should-
gifted.
should- Hey,
Well,
hey, Bing
because
Bong.
of the thing,
Bing Bong.
Valorant will donate 2 gifted for
Bing
so every
Bong.
5
Oh.
gifted, Valorant gives you 1 gifted.
Oh, that's valid.
So that would
Hey,
be
Bing
12
Bong.
gifted total.
12
Hey,
gifted.
Bing Bong. Should people gift subs to Biddingham for the fun, for the bit?
For the bit.
You wanna?
you wanna.
There you go.
Yeah, if you wanna.
There you go.
If you want.
Let me check my
Check
bank
my-
account, put your phone away.
Quick, we gotta
That's
end
crazy.
stream.
That's great.
Who we raiding? Who we raiding? Who we raiding?
Who be raiding? Who's even live right
Hey, Bing Bong, should we be live for a whole other
Ew.
hour?
now? I do not want to be alive for
You
another
have-
hour.
Don't do
Wait,
it,
okay,
Travian,
please
don't
tell me
do
how
it,
you say your name
Travian,
because
don't
I've been
do it,
seeing your name
Travian,
in
don't.
Biddingham's chat, and I just want to get
Don't
it right.
do it,
So-
Travian. Don't do
what's
it,
your-
Travian.
it's not
Don't do it,
Travian.
Travian. Don't do it, Travian.
Oh, you're talking about the gift subs.
The gift subs.
Is it Mitchord or Mickord? Like, what's the? Was it Mitch Ord? Or the, which word? Which word is it?
Michard.
I would assume
one?
Micard, but that's
Micard?
just me.
Jimmy Ricard. Hey, Bing Bong, do you think that draft song Jimmy Ricard is like the best song ever written?
Yeah, this guy
It's a
doesn't
good
know
song.
how to.
You think
Guy
it's
doesn't
fine?
know how
There you
to
go.
dribble
There you go.
properly. He's double dribbling.
I'm French. Don't worry about it. I'll call you Mike. How
No,
about
it
that?
does not, because it's
I'll
every
call you
every
Mike.
5 the Val gifts
Um,
1, so no, it does not count as the
Hey,
10.
hey, Bing Bong. Hey, Bing Bong. Should people subscribe right now to the It's Me Luca channel?
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it here first, chat. You heard it here first. Everyone's gonna sub. Everyone's gonna sub. This. Oh, okay. Well.
KO.
Nikki Dip, no.
Okay, Bing Bong.
I'm personally not
should
counting
people-
it.
Should people go to PAX?
Anyway.
So they can see me do Pose 28 in the Wombat Theater on Saturday. On the Saturday of PAX. Yes, you should do that. You should. Even
my
though
God,
Saturday
it's
tickets are like sold out, you should definitely break into the convention and do it.
I am. Guys, we should raid Xylian with his
Alright,
xylophone.
gamers.
I give
Who are
subs,
we
give
rating?
thumbs. That's true. That's very true. You know what?
Oh.
That's a very bad. That's a very bad. Hey, Bing Bong is is
It's been
Who are we
it's been
rating?
good.
Bot's correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You are very correct in saying that.
Who
Sleepy
are we
Baby Bot. I'll
rating?
say hello,
Are we rating Moist Cactus? Are we
Moist
rating
Cactus.
Xylan?
Surely we
should
raid
rate
Xylian
We should rate Xylian. He's doing his xylophone.
with his
Xylian?
xylophone.
Yeah? The Xylophone?
Also,
The
I might
xylophone.
go for a little
Are
while
you
longer.
are you serious about continuing for 10 subs?
No, absolutely not.
Fuck.
Is he? How long is? He's been
10
going for a
subs.
while. Oh, he's got a hype train as well. I'm
Hey,
gonna
yo.
raid into him. So I'll see you guys another time.
That's crazy.
So
Hey yo, thank you for the follow. Also, this isn't totally
bye.
me going